around to places, found interesting faces, whether young or old, no one left out in the cold. Take a long look around in places of renown, no one would wear a frown. And everybody got on down, sang a song or played along. The people that we meet came right up off the street. With a song and a dance, we gave everyone a chance. Yeah, we gave everyone a chance.
I'll see you when you get there, if you ever get there. See you when you get there. I'll see you when you get there, if you ever get there. See you when you get there.
We'll see you when you get there, meet you when you get there. We really care and want to share some time with you. We'll meet you and greet you. We don't want to compete, we're like a team. Sometimes a dream come true. Everybody gets a chance to do what they really want to do. Yeah, what they really want to do. Remission.
All right, the back. Hello, everybody. Good evening. How are we all doing today? It is Cunt After Dark because it's late because I didn't want to stream during the football match. And so here I am now, and you got me until about midnight tonight. So I want you to just take a moment to go and speak to your parents or guardians to make sure it's okay to stay up after your bedtime because it's going to be a late one tonight. And it's also going to be a scary one. This is like watching a horror film before bed because tonight is all about one of the most scary people on the planet. And that man is the man that you tree forgot. It's Noel Edmonds. Happy Noel Edmonds night. Today we are watching a documentary about the rise and fall of Mr. Saturday Night, Noel Edmonds. It's a Channel 5 documentary. I don't know a great deal about the bloke. So we're all going to learn together. That'll be fun. On top of that, a bit of viewer's choice. I asked on the Discord earlier what you fancy watching. We're going to watch some Kay's cooking. And then possibly on top of that, something else as well. Don't bombard me with suggestions. We'll get there in a little bit. We'll see how the night goes. I might get tired. I might be all tuckered out. I've had a long old day. But it's very nice to see you. Hello, thank you very much. Oinky, oink, oink. That's the name. Oinky, oink. I like your jacket. Thanks very much. It came in, I think it's one size too big. It looked a lot nicer on the website, I won't lie. But it's probably the most I've ever spent on an item of clothing. So I'm determined to wear it nonetheless. The thing keeps going up like that. So I look like a priest. Speaking of you, Tree. So anyway, yeah, cheers. Thanks for being here. I know it's a late one tonight, so thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. How much spill the beans? It was 75 quid, but I don't spend a great deal on clothing, so that won't be a lot of money to most people. Or not to most people, but to some people who spend crazy some people, I keep getting these adverts on Instagram for like shoes that are about £1,800. What are they called? Like sneakers, but what are they called? There's like a name for them. And then, because I clicked one once to just have a little browse, I keep getting now videos of people going to these shoe conventions and spending insane amounts of money on this stuff. Like some of the stuff, one guy spent $36,000 on a pair of shoes. And, you know, there's a market for anything, but fucking shoes? I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, people, listen, I've got loads of Lego in the next stream and a VHS collection. I'm no one, I can't judge anybody. But shoes? Just wear them. Wear them. I got, we were kindly gifted some shoes by a guy who worked for StockX, the sneaker trading platform. I think they do other stuff as well. And I felt terrible because, like, he sent me a link. It's like, oh, choose whatever pair you want. I was like, fucking hell, these start at like 200 quid. I've never spent more than maybe 50 quid on a pair of trainers. And so I chose one of the cheapest pairs possible. I think it was 180 quid the pair that I chose. It was so kind of him. It was so nice of him. But some of those were going for insane money, and people were buying them. It wasn't just like the cunts who list stuff on eBay. It's like, oh, here's a 50p. I've drawn a little moustache on the Queen. It's a really rare one, and they list it for 50 grand. No cunt's gonna buy it. People were actually buying this stuff. 50 quid, you cheapskate. Yeah, well, you know what? The pair that I'm wearing now, I think they were 32 quid. I'm at the age, apparently, where I prioritise comfort over style, as if that wasn't obvious. But these are a very comfortable pair of shoes. They are, I don't even know what brand they are. Pumas. They're Pumas. But they're very nice. They're blue. Thank you very much for the hype train, by the way. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to peek their heads in today, because it is a late one. I don't know what the deal is with the football. I don't know when the matches are. So if there's an England match, take it for granted that I'll probably stream after the England match, because otherwise nobody's going to be watching. And understandably so. I watched the first half in the office. It was a bit boring. Then started heading home. 2 goals scored by the time I got through the door. And then another one while I was setting up the streaming computer. I missed every single one. I saw them on the replays, but it's not the same. I'd have been going bozo. I'm going to poo my pants. That's good, Stuart. It's good. Well done. Next England match is on Sunday. Oh, okay. I'm safe then. And there's no wrestling. There's no wrestling, apart from the weekly TV shows. There's no wrestling until fucking end of January now. Unless you want to count the NXT specials. And who does? Nobody. And the AEW will do, like, what is it? Winter is coming. They'll do that as well. I can't even remember when that is. But they don't count. They don't count. The ones where I have to stay up late. So I'd have to stay up late until the end of the month, which is grand. And the next month. No! It's still November. Like 2 months. What are you going to do without us? Not a clue. We're almost on a level 4 hype train. Thank you ever so much. Tribute to the troops. Is that still going? Is that actually still... I genuinely didn't realise that was still going. There it is. Look at that. The hype train. It's not a hype train anymore. The boost train. No, it says hype again. What? Has it gone back? What's it called now? Level 3 complete. Now we're on the level 4 thing. Gotcha. Why has it changed its name again? Choo choo. Choo choo. Right, I'm gonna start reading some stuff. Some people who have been kind enough to donate. Let's see if he did it. Let's see if he got in early enough. Oh, Stephen, you're gonna have to set an alarm for like 3 a.m. You've been pipped to the post again. Steve, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'll lose sleep over this. Stephen, I'm gutted, but Adam Jonesio is the first donor of the evening. Yeah. Oh well. Thank you, Stephen. And thank you, Adam Jonesio, who says, all right, wank chops, hoping for another crafty creative stream from the man Theaturner. Quite like that. The man Theaturner. That's good, that. Your Island Tracy made my pulse racy. Choo choo for Tutu. Drinks to the sky for Princess Di. I'll absolutely do that. And Chopin for Jeffrey. Oh, no. Not Chopin for that, man. Thank you, Adam Jonesio. I think you can probably tell where that was going. Anybody pick up on that one? Well done. Well done. Stephen Skodes. He's the first, really. He's the first in my heart. Hello, Adam. How are you? How was your day? Yeah, it was good. I had a fucking stupidly long meeting this morning. It went on for donkeys, and it wasn't very fun. Nothing bad, just boring. And then, what was I doing this afternoon? I've been reviewing some videos this afternoon because Sam's not in today. I've been doing all sorts today. Metadata, I sorted the Christmas schedule. It's all in hand. It's all coming together. It's come round so quick, hasn't it? Christmas has come round so quick this year. We're at the end of November, and then it's like, well, after this, a lot of the office, 2 more weeks of work. Christmas party, go out with a bang, have some fun, and then we're off. I've booked my flights home as well for Christmas. Looking forward to that. That'll be nice. Was thinking almost happened that we were gonna do not the Isle of Wight. Gonna do where my brother lives. I don't know if I've given that away before, so I'm skirting around it. Flights, vile. Let me tell you about this, right? Flights, it makes me feel like a cunt. Nobody should be getting domestic flights. They were cheaper than the train by quite a lot. Right? They were cheaper than the train. And it's wrong, isn't it? It's not on. I shouldn't be flying from fucking Newcastle down to Southampton. But when the train, it was like 180 quid each way. The flights were way cheaper. EasyJet or Ryanair. Neither. What are they called? Loganair, which I think is a Scottish airline. I think it's Loganair that does it still. Yeah, it's Loganair. It used to be Flybe, and then they went tits up. But that's a fucking disgrace, isn't it? I don't want to get on my soapbox again. It's boring. But trains should always be cheaper than flying down. And it's not as if, like, I booked these flights 10 years ago and got them for 5p. I left it quite late. But no, I'm flying down. I do have to get up at stupid o'clock in the morning. I've got to get up at like 3 a.m. I think for a 6 a.m. flight. It'll be fine. Stephen, sorry, I got distracted. Bless you. Looking forward to tonight's cunt stream. The reaction stream on Sunday was really fun. Saturday, sorry, was really fun. I'm just saying Sunday. Hope you and Mr. Happy are doing well. Oh, he's a naughty little fucker, Stephen. Stephen, he's been bad tonight. I left a bag with one double white chocolate cookie on the side. I left it on the worktop. I come in today, he's knocked it off, and he's eaten the whole thing. He's eaten the whole cookie. He's had a whole 250 calorie cookie. It's fine. I've looked it up because I was terrified because oh shit, chocolate, cats. They're not allowed to eat chocolate. But white chocolate's not real chocolate, is it? It's just horrible vomity chocolate. It doesn't taste like chocolate. There's no cocoa in it. I looked it up. I checked like 4 different websites. He's going to be fine. You, Cryptid Derby there. Oh, don't blame Happy. You shouldn't have left the bag there. I expect him to know better, right? He should have some fucking manners. I was looking forward to eating that tonight because it's 2 days old now and it goes a bit soft. Not quite right. It falls apart when you pick it up. You know how it works. So I didn't get my cookie today. But I have had a delicious leek and cheese risotto. Oh! Baked cherry tomatoes on top, chives, shitloads of butter. Arteries are clogged. It was so nice. Wishing you all the best. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you. Tory food. How's that Tory food? That's not... You're the kind of cunt who likes stale crisps, aren't you? Crisps, aren't you? No, I don't like stale crisps. No. The worst thing is day-old chips, actually. Fries for Stephen and Pete. Yeah, the day-old fries are horrible. But then I learned recently you can just stick them back in the oven and they get to 90% of their original deliciousness. And I didn't know that was a thing. So live and learn. And now you've learned something as well. Day-old chips are like polystyrene. I tell you what I do like. Maize-based snacks. Listen to the state of me. Fucking hell. I do like maize-based snacks. I'm talking your Watsits. I'm talking your Quavers. Your Monster Munch. If you leave them out for a day, and we got a load of chipsticks in the office. We were kindly sent. Some of them have gone off now. I love them. They sort of compress as you. I mean, all food compresses while you eat it. Do you know what I mean? Anybody with me? What are the melty ones? Skips. You're probably thinking of Skips. Melt in your mouth. Good story, Adam. Thank you. I might just do this all night. I might just say things. I might just sit here, fuck off Noel Edmonds, fuck off Kay's Cooking, and I'll just say whatever comes into my head. And I'll lose all my viewers. Like last week with Tracy Island. Stephen Skodes, thank you very much again. Get the cat excited. Get the fucking cat excited. He's already going to throw up. He's full of cookies. Cookie, singular. Looking forward to tonight's cunt stream. It's going to be a great one. Hope you and Mr. Happy are doing well. Lovely to see you as always. Lots of love to you, my friend. Thank you very much. Stephen, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheers. Jenny brought me some skips and they were interesting. Nothing like that in the US. Yeah, they feel very British, don't they? Skips. Very British indeed. So do Monster Munch. I can't imagine Monster Munch being anywhere else in the world. You have cheese snacks over there. Like you got your Cheetos and all that sort of stuff. But nothing like Wats's. I tell you what you should try, Pete, is get yourself a bag of knickknacks. I'm being very careful when I say that. Don't want to get cancelled. And a bag of knickknacks, nice and spicy. Oh, that's a tasty bag of maize-based snacks. So nice, aren't they? All English snacks seem awful. Not true, T. Gordy. Not true, Terry. Lots of great English snacks. Obviously, English food is appalling. Absolutely terrible. My favourite my favourite English food is a roast dinner. It's all just bland. It's all just beige shit with some gravy on it. Especially up here. No offence to my northern friends and colleagues. Because the Isle of Wight's not actually better. In any way, I way prefer it up here. But some of the stuff that they have, peas pudding. Let me show you a picture of peas pudding. It's not even peas. Peas pudding. It's not spelled P-E-A-S. It's got an E on the end. Look at this. And you're thinking, oh, looks like hummus. That looks quite tasty. Peas pudding is awful. And then back to back, peas pudding's lovely. That's peas pudding. Oh, that looks alright. What do you do with it? You bit like hummus. You might dip a carrot stick in there. Something like that. No. You spread it on a load of ham and have it in a bun as big as your head. I can't even remember what they're called. Not a cob. What's it called? Stotty. A stotty. Have that. Shitload of ham in a stotty. It does look like baby food. That's just one of the many northern delicacies, in fairness. There's a lot of very nice northern food. None of which springs to mind right now. Way! There it is. I haven't done that in a while. Fuck it. Oh, I fucked this up. What have I pressed there? I fucked it here. Just a second. Stick with me. I had to reset everything. Put the table up last week. I had to move everything around for Tracy Island. It went straight in the bin. It went straight in the bin. It's not coming back. Alex Takeover's in. Hello, Adam. Lovely to see you, Alex. Thank you very much for staying up. Appreciate it. Chameleon, thank you very much for your resub. 22 months. Stephen Skodes with the 2 gifted subs. Bless him. Thank you very much, Stephen. Congratulations to Mike Stubbsy, and I'm Liam. I'm Liam Obv. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Liam, obviously, and Mike Stubbsy, obviously. Wembley, thank you very much. Late Night Cunt, not even Babe Station allows that. It's been a while. Ding dong, well, hey, big shout out to all the Babe Station babes on Babe Station. I follow a man who's a big fan of Babe Station. Some of you. Yeah, I binned it, Nenny Dog. And he films videos. Flash the gash. Is that what they say to them? They're not allowed. They're not allowed to. I never saw anything more than nipple. Nipple? Yeah, nipple is the most I ever saw when I was a nipper. They're not allowed to. Oh, you got to pay the big bucks. Or you got to give them a ring and they'll get their phone and rub it erotically between their bosoms. Eurotrash was where it was at. Because you could see everything on there, but only in a comedic way. It would never be especially pornographic. It would be like, this lady can dangle a bowling ball off a flower. What do you vagina? Off a vagina. Got away with it on there. Anyway, what am I blabbing on? Joe New, thank you very much. Is it weird that I say that? Did I say that in a weird way? Alright, let's not go through a load of words for it. That's too much. Come on, stop objectifying. Joe New. Thank you for the resub. Miranda, thank you for the resub. Stephen Scodes, get the cunt excited. You love it. You're on one tonight, Stephen. Bless you. Thank you very, very much. Cheers. Jack JD Bradshaw, lovely to see you, my friend. Ahoy, hoy, Adam. Hope you're well, mate. I won't be able to stick around for the whole of cunt tonight as I've got to get up early for work tomorrow, but still looking forward to it nonetheless. And I'll be sure to catch up on the rest tomorrow. Bless you. Lovely to see you as always, Jack. Thank you very, very much. I don't have that problem. I'm not in work tomorrow. I've got my induction, actually. I'm doing the food bank on a Wednesday afternoon now, so I'm gonna go pop along, and I've got my induction session. I'm quite nervous about it. I'm very nervous about it, actually. So they've asked me if I want to be a bagger or a greeter, and I don't think that I'm likable enough to be a greeter, so I'm going to be a bagger. But I get to see how it's done tomorrow. So I'm shadowing both a bagger and a greeter tomorrow to see which one I fancy doing, so I can change. But I've never been in a food bank before, so I'm just a bit nervous. I feel like it's going to be quite an emotional place, and I'm quite an emotional person, and I don't like seeing people vulnerable or unhappy in any way. So I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous that, selfishly, this is very, very selfish, I'm nervous that I'm going to find it difficult. But all I've got to do is bag stuff up. That'll be fine. You'd be a great greeter. All right! That's a big smile on my face. No. I think I'm going to stick to the bagging, but I'll see how I get on. Ross240, evening leader, delighted to be here after a few weeks missing the stream. Saw Barrymore showing off his waxwork figure on his TikTok earlier and can't stop thinking about it. Harrowing scenes. Is that the one from the Great Yarmouth Waxwork? So I don't think he's got one in Two Swords. I certainly don't think he's got one in Two Swords now. Let's have a look. I'm sure I've seen one. I might be thinking of Prince William, actually. Tomato. Tomato? Sounds like that woman off, what is it? This Country. You know, Kerry's mum? What's in a BLT? Tomato! She talks like that. Michael Barrymore, Waxwork. Let's have a look. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, that's gotta be. Yeah, Great Yarmouth. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before, and I thought it was Ants McPartland because of the size of the fucking forehead. Look at that. I've done this all before. I could spend 2 days going through. Who's that? Who's that? Is that the guy off Rainbow? Anyone know who this chap is? Is he a footballer? I don't know. Is it Chris Tarrant? You reckon Tarrant? Who's this? Who's this cheeky lady? I genuinely have no idea who that is. She's dressed like a gardener. Can you guess the celebrity from the... Should we do it quickly? She's got a name. That's Ellen DeGeneres. That horrible bitch. Unbelievable. Should we do the quiz quickly before I crack on? Who's this? That's Tim Henman. That's got to be... Oh, of course it is. No, that's not that bad, that one. I just don't know tennis. Lady Gaga is what came to mind immediately there. Could be Gwen Stefani. I think Lady Gaga. Go on. Straight in there. Leo. That's Leo. Leonardo DiCaprio. It's not terrible. Ooh. Oh, that's a bit tricky. Beyonce, Jennifer Aniston, Mariah Carey, or Celine Dion? People say Mariah Carey. I'm thinking Beyonce, genuinely. A lot of people... Everybody's saying Mariah Carey, so I'll go... No, I'm going to go with my heart. It's... Fuck, come on! Look at that! Anybody's... Yeah, Wrestling Fan 87 got it. Come on. You can tell by the shiny forehead. I don't know. That's Cliff Richard. Mike Myers. Yeah, that's Cliff Richard. Old school Cliff Richard, of course, but that's Cliff Richard. That is Emma Bunton I'm going for. Oh, or is it... Yeah, I think that's Emma Bunton. Emma Bunton's on there. Oh, but it looks like Reese Witherspoon as well. Now I can... I'm going Emma Bunton. Oh, fucking hell. Bollocks. Okay. Doing all right still. Doing all right. Ooh, that's Brad Pitt. He's not very well. He's not very well at all, but I think that's Brad Pitt. It's James Dean. Unbelievable. T. Gordy got it. Wow. Okay, next one. It's shades of Alexa Bliss. Okay, so I can't tell who she's next to. That might have been a bit of a giveaway. People saying Madonna. Madonna's there. That could be Cheryl Crow. Crow. I think Cheryl. I'm going Cheryl here. People saying Kylie. It was Kylie. We know that's Ellen. But Owen Wilson. It could well be. But we know it's Ellen, and she had the name badge on. And finally, who the fuck is that? That's our Di. That's got to be Di. It's gotta be. That's Di, isn't it? That's our Di. Too fucking right it is. 6 out of 10. I'm happy with that. Not bad. Those waxworks are pretty heinous. Right, anyway, sorry. Back to it. What's next? Where are we? Thank you, Ross. Darby, hello, lovely. Happy 15 months. Happy 15 months to you as well. Thank you very much. Expect a message soon about the parcel. Love a bit of cunt late at night. Winky face. Call me filthy. You know you want to. I'm not giving you what you want, you dirty bastard. Love you, BB. Love you too. Thanks very much. Cheers, Darby. Classic Scott. Keep up the work, wank chops. Thank you, Scott. Much appreciated. Vile. Mummy says I can't stay up past 10, Adam. Can you say, oi, Christine, you slag. Let Vile stay up. Oi, Christine, you slag. Let Vile stay up. How's that for you? See, I don't know your name. It feels weird calling you Vile. What's your name, Vile? Come on, we're all friends here. Vile, what's your name? And don't say fucking Jimmy. Don't say Desmond. Come on. Mr. Vile. Liam. You're honest. Is that the truth? Oi, Christine! Let Liam stay up, you fucking bitch. Bless you, Liam. Thank you. Rob. 22 months, what a way to celebrate with a late night special with Adam watching a documentary on his Uncle Noel. We do look similar, in a way. Fallen Games, thank you so much for the bits. NGT, thank you very much. I like the jacket, get your money's worth. Anyway, Evening Leader, how many nonces will we see tonight? Does Noel count? I don't think we'll see... This documentary isn't as old as some of the stuff that we watch, so I think it's post-U-Tree, so I think we should be safe. And I don't think Kay and her cooking, I don't think Kay's inviting any nonces round, except for Lee. Joking. That's a joke. We'll see. A casual evening, Adam. Great to see you. Hope you're well. Don't be around too long tonight, as I'm up early tomorrow. Please don't get your knob out so I can watch the VOD tomorrow. There was a lot of concern that a nipple was shown on a stream a few weeks ago. I found the original picture. Took me about 15 minutes. I can't remember the woman's name. It was like Lady something. She was either a socialite or an extended member of the royal family. A member of the extended royal family, however that works. It wasn't. It was censored in the paper. Everything was fine. Sergeant Pacitti made the right call, courtesy of Andrew. Isabella Harvey, that's the one. It was safe. Otherwise the stream would have gone down. Don't think we're going to see any nudity in a documentary about Noel Edmonds. At least I fucking hope not. Palmo Lord, alright leader, asked me mum and she said I can stay up. I live 40 miles from her, but it's always nice to ask. Anyway, gonna gift a sub to my lass for her birthday, which is on Thursday. Happy birthday, lass. Let's find her. What's her name? Supernatural Star Girl. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Have a good one. Stephen White, hey Adam. Hope all is well. You too, Stephen. Thank you very much. Strangford, thank you very much for the 10 months. Seffi Strife, thank you very much for the 26. Thomas Maloney, thank you for the 6. Final J, thank you for the £1. Hello, leader. Glad you're late tonight. I've been doing family stuff because it's my birthday today. Who wants cake? Love to you and happy. I'd love a bit of cake because I'm down a cookie. So I'd love a slice of cake. Happy birthday, Jay. Have a good one, my friend. Wolvie, can't wait to find out about this killer guy. Maybe him and Teddy Hart can have a pint in hell. Cheers, and I'm glad I've gotten to see you this and next Thursday. Wait, who? What killer guy? Killer guy? I don't know who you mean. Him and Teddy Hart. I haven't watched that Teddy Hart documentary yet. Wolvie, thank you very much. Oh, you mean Noel Edmonds? Oh, it's Spudgun rather been filling you in perchance. Southall Sam. Wales might have lost today, but at least we're proud to be Welsh. And also not celebrating Gary Speed's death like English fans are doing now. Sad fate. I don't know anything. I don't know what that means, mate. I don't know who Gary Speed is, I'm afraid. Doesn't sound very pleasant. I apologise for not knowing. And sorry for Wales getting knocked out tonight. Hot pineapple juice, thank you very much for the resub. What are we talk about? I don't know, that was 10 minutes ago. Waxworks, maybe? I don't know. Alan Smith, fancy a pint this weekend? No! Moving on. No, I've got plans this weekend, I'm afraid, mate. In a way. Barbara Sack, thank you very much. One of my favourite things you've ever done is go through the hire a celebrity lookalikes and take the piss during one of your streams. I even made a PowerPoint quiz for my colleagues and students. I can email it to you if you want. We've been doing that in the office again recently. Because I was joking about, because we got the Christmas party coming up, and I was like, I'm not actually gonna do it because they're extortionate and they're shit. But I was like, let's book a lookalikey, and we were going through some of them. Absolutely fucking. I want to show you this one specific one. No, I'll do it another time. I've got big things planned tonight, like a documentary about Noel Edmonds. Just a second. I've got to also, just before I continue, I forgot to mute my Slack notifications. Otherwise, I'm going to be bombarded all night. Pause notifications until tomorrow. Set. Status. Streaming. Done. Should be grand now. Alright, Cockwomble. Why are you dressed like Nico Bellic from GTA 4? I've not played that, so I don't know. Is it the jacket? I'm assuming it's the jacket. I thought the jacket was alright. I like the jacket. Except for the collar. And it's itchy. It's rubbing against my neck. Oh my god, it is Nico. Haha, Nico, good shout. Ha 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 ha. Alright, I'm going to look him up. Nico, what's his name? Nico Bellic? Bellic? Nico Bellic. How am I? In what way am I? What? And everybody going, oh my god, he does. Do I fuck? Oh, he's got the line on the thing. Come on. That's a stretch. Is it because of that? Is it because of that collar? I think it might be that collar, which is quite dissimilar to mine. Let's go bowling. What? I don't know what you're talking about. It's the jacket. Is it the jacket? Okay. Right, let me close these pictures of Michael Barrymore. Scott, thank you very much. Scott J, 1999. Thank you very much for the Prime subscription. He's a brand new bloody subscription subscriber, which you can do without spending a penny. You know how it works. You link up your Amazon account to your Twitch account like that. Bang, same company. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't get bombarded with ads. You get to use all 5 emojis because nobody's uploaded theirs yet. Get on it, Andrew and Sam and everybody. Everybody. You're missing out. You're missing out. Let's get the Maureen's in the chat. Get the fucking Maureen's. Come on. Hurry up. Are they still there? Yeah, they're still there. Nobody's doing it. Nobody's doing it. There she is. There she is. Pup George, thank you very much. Not a furry, as we learned previously. Pup George is just is the name of his dog, I think it was. Pup George is not a pup in any kind of sexual, sordid way. His dog's name is George. What time do you call this? Late night cunt, always welcome. It's good to be here. Thanks for being here with me. 13 Booty Warrior, that's a username. Adam, what's the difference between a fanny and a fridge? A fridge doesn't squeal when you pull the meat out. That's objectifying. I don't agree with that. No, shite joke. Yash, thank you very much. Or Yash, I'm not sure. Yash2J, thank you very much. Brand new subscriber again. NGT. As there's no wrestling during December, how about a Red Dead stream? I miss Jimmy Saddle. His name was never Jimmy Saddle. I think it was Brett and Bruce. We named them after the Hart family. You did that. If I can be fucked at some point, if I've got time, I'll do it. I've got a load to do. Even after this stream, I've got stuff to do, annoyingly. It's not going to take long. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. NGT, thank you. Not Spider-Man. You look like Lita, you nonce. How do I look like Lita? Come on. In what way do I look like Lita? In no way. Just Ed. It's the jacket and the receding hairline. I assume that's talking about Nico, whatever his name was. I've lost the webpage already. Even on Twitch, Kian Dolan annoys Pacitti on stream. What? Ginger? You look like Harley Race in the mid-90s. No, I don't. We have NXT. We do have NXT. We might do something on Twitch for NXT. You never know. I'm not promising anything. We'll see how we get on. It's Rise and Fall of Mr. Saturday Night is the name of the documentary. But first, I think we should do a Kay's Good Cooking. Should we do a fucking Noel Edmonds sandwich? That sounds awful, doesn't it? Should we do a Noel Edmonds sandwich? And I'll boot up an episode of Kay's Cooking. It's viewer's choice. She's done a chicken dinner most recently. It doesn't look as bad as the normal stuff. Have we done meatballs? What a sentence. Have we done meatballs? Because the meatballs have juice, Darby. No, not with spaghetti. Sans spaghetti. I don't think we've done meatballs. I don't want to ruin anything here. I don't think we've done this one. We've done the spaghetti bolognese one. Bolognese. Let's have a look. I don't think we've done this one. So we're gonna do making meatballs, featuring this lovely lady, Kay from Kay's Cooking. I feel like I might have picked the worst looking one, Darby. Tom J, thank you. 19 months. Fucking hell, so many memories. The bingo with Jen, the robot wars with Jack, interviews with Jet, Warjo and Dom Jolly, and the completion of Red Dead. Pacitti always follows through with every promise. I forgot about the Jen thing. Jack's done Robot Wars now. He did some with Owen as well. Interview with Jet. I never fucking promised an interview with Jet. Right, I'm going to address every single one of these. Right? You got Robot Wars. Bingo with Jen. Jen is now, she's moved to a different career. She's doing amazing stuff. Love Jen tremendously. But you can't put that on me. Interviews with Jet. I absolutely didn't promise an interview with Jet. I did promise an interview with Warjo. I got ghosted. That's not my fault. Dom Jolly, his producer, never got back to me. All right? And the completion of Red Dead. Never promised that. I might have said at various points, I reckon I can finish this by the weekend. But that is an assumption, not a promise. That was foolish on my part, but I did not promise the completion of Red Dead. And everybody going, yes, you did. Selective memory, all right? That's you wanting me to finish Red Dead because you enjoyed the stream so much. I'm flattered. Thank you. Cheers. Much appreciated. But no, I never said that I would definitely finish Red Dead. And if I did, which I didn't, but if I did, I didn't put a fucking time scale on that, did I? I might finish Red Dead in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 20 years' time. Be running on an emulator. You can fuck off, Tom J27. Alex Takeover, 33. Go on! 33 months from Alex Takeover. Bless him. Thank you. You and the Bandit. I'm back to watch the cunt stream. Did you miss me, Adam? How have you and the fan been? All good. Do you still do the news section? No. Because every time I do, the world's shit, isn't it? The world's awful. It's a deeply depressing place. And I say that knowing that so many of you use these streams as a form of escapism. So I'm going to fucking get you back now. Everything's awful. Everything's terrible. So I avoid the news section because there is no good news. There hasn't been good news for like 14 years. I think it's been that long. So the news is gone. Get the Maureen's in the chat. Shabba. Shabba to you too. Ewan. Right. I'll tell you what is good news. The fact that Kay has made some meatballs. So let's do it.
People and
Good night. God bless. None of you can hear me anymore. I wasn't expecting her to be hi people. I wasn't expecting it to be that fucking loud. I'm sorry. Who is this woman? This is Kay from Kay's Cooking, mate. This is the woman herself. NGT again, addressing two of those. What's Jen doing now? I don't know if I can say. I don't know if she has said what she's doing, so it's not my place to say. But she's doing great. I know she's doing great. And you did say last Christmas you would finish Red Dead over the holidays. I did. I just did it off camera. I don't have to live my whole life on Twitch, do I? 2 years ago, that Christmas, yeah, I did. You saw me, literally, almost all of you saw me more than your family. But times are different now, aren't they? COVID doesn't exist anymore, if you look around. That's a joke, by the way, before I get cancelled for that one. So yeah, Jen's doing great. And last Christmas, I don't know if I said that or not. Doesn't sound like someone I would say. Ha, people, back to Kay.
Today I'm back.
Still really loud.
Again. And today I'm going to have a try at making meatballs. Lee, back it in.
What's he doing behind the camera? Lee was doing something naughty there. It's tickled her. And she's gone, Lee, cut it out. What? Got his knob out, helicoptering. A lot of knob out. Grabbing them, got his balls out. Tickling his balls. Willy Windmill. That's a good name for a wrestler, isn't it? No, it's not. Mickey James. What's Mickey? Oh, that thing. Yeah. How did you find this, chef? It was this was courtesy of Sam, and I genuinely I feel bad every time that I show this because Sam showed it to me, and this is Sam's project. How do I describe her? Sam's content. This is Sam's. Kay is Sam's, and I've stolen her, and Sam could be doing this, and I'm using all the good recipes as well. It's not Sam's mum. Don't say that. That's not nice. And not that there's anything wrong with Kay either. She's grand. Bring back Nige Pack. He's fine. He's doing fine. I think he'd like to do something again, you know? Maybe I'll do a little Instagram video with him or something over Christmas. NGT, I think she's drunk during these. It's why she's so shit. I don't think the beers are to blame for Kay being shit.
And I just want to also tell you about this. Now, I know it's an eyesore, but the thing is, as you
get the zoom in.
As most of you will know, and I don't know how you know, well, you know for Lee. But we have had the house rewired. This was originally a light, and for some unknown reason, it was taken out and the light was put outside. So people writing saying that my kitchen's a mess. It's not. It's just because it's that. So
actually, it wasn't a light or a light switch.
Shit. The look on her face. You've just lied to 800,000 odd people. But there you go. Just in case you're wondering why her kitchen is, in her words, a mess. I don't think it is. I think it's a lovely kitchen. Got the phone charger in there. That doesn't look very safe, actually. There's a wire hanging out there. That's concerning me more than the exposed light fitting thing, whatever that's called. Lord Brotovic, by the way, thank you very, very much for your raid. Much appreciated. Alan Smith, you promised a car boot stream. I did do that, and then I broke that promise. Stop saying these are promises, because they're not. It's saying me going, oh, I want to do a car boot stream, isn't the same as me going, I promise I'll do a car boot stream. I should have done a car boot stream. You know what it was? Because I did go to that car boot this year. It was... I got embarrassed even thinking about it. Because it's not easy to stream. And then look at the chat. You got to do all these things at once. You basically need 2 phones on the go. And I'm not going to walk around CM car boot with a fucking selfie stick going, oh, can I have a look at your Panini stickers, please? It's so bad. It's so embarrassing, isn't it? I don't know how vloggers do it. I know a few people who vlog, and they are shameless. We got any vloggers in tonight? Got any vloggers in? Evening, cunt. Have you heard the incredible breaking news? It's coming home to England. Get the flares, our leader. It's time for a party. Fingers crossed. Can you promise something now? Okay, I promise this stream will go until midnight. There you go. There's a promise that I can stick to. I'm going to stay up until at least midnight, chatting away, blabbing on, blah, blah, blah. Emmett, you vlog. How? How are you not humiliated every time that you walk out the door? What do you vlog? You just walk around. What? Come on, Emmett, get on a Zoom call with me. I can't figure it out. I can't. These promises mean nothing. No, I will tonight. I'm blabbing on so much. I've only got an hour 53 minutes anyway. Chungo Baggins, thank you. Her face here looks like she's a crooked landscape gardener, and Matt Allwright's just walked into shot. Trap in the car door, quick. Adam Magnet fishing at a car boot when? Balls of steel needed? What, off people's tables? Get all their fucking second-hand cutlery with a big magnet. on a rope. I did the magnet fishing thing and I did geocaching. And it was embarrassing. People were looking funny. At me. They weren't just looking funny. Chungo, thank you. Double A, you promised not to have Greg Diaper stay overnight at your house. No, I didn't. And he was good as gold. He was good as gold. Magnet fishing was fun. Magnet fishing was fun. They were... Yeah, if I can think of a way... You know what? I did look into this, right? I looked into finding a pair of glasses that I could wear with a camera. Completely unrelated to streaming. No. A pair of glasses in with a camera that would connect somehow via, I don't know what, Bluetooth. The data transfer is not good enough. I don't know how it would work. That would connect some way to a stream and I could just stream everywhere. You meant to say Ray-Bans, NGT. Ray-Bans do them, but they don't have that functionality. You can only record little 30-second chunks. I don't think it's possible. I'm not going to go to a school with them, T. Gordy. The point is, if I could find a way to do it discreetly, because it's rude, isn't it, as well? It's rude. Going up to somebody's stall and they're selling all their second-hand shit and me shoving a camera in their face, it's private property. Literally describing Google Glass. It's not true. It's not true. They don't do that, though, do they, Adam? Do they do that? This stream's going to turn into me watching Google Glass demo videos. I agree, Poison. They must do something like that. But I couldn't find anything. If Google Glass does that, it's too expensive. It's not worth it. But I don't think anybody does it. I don't think you can stream with them. Anyone? If you know, Instagram me. Instagram DM me. Adam Pacitti. Do let me know, because that would make my life a lot easier. I'll have to save up. and get them for next summer. But I'll do that. Somebody figure this out. Exactly, NGT. Sorry, back to Kay, who was just being exposed by Lee. Will she laugh, or will this be an awkward jump cut? Let's find out.
What a light switch. It was a switch that switched on. It was a light switch.
A switch that switched on. One of those ones. Love you, big cunt. Stream 24/7. Google Glass, just turn it off when you have a shit. I actually pitched it. We're not going to watch anything tonight. I'm in a chatty mood, right? I pitched this as a university project. It was called Room to Let. Never got made. Another promise I broke, eh? And I was gonna get a YouTuber in and just live with them and stream the whole thing 24/7 just to see what a YouTuber's really like. There wasn't much more to it than that. My lecturer went, "Nah, that's a shite idea." So I made a rubbish documentary instead. Mr. TJD. Hello, Adam. Love you, cunt. Also, piss flaps. Piss flaps to you too. Thank you. Seth Trollins. It's my first time actually subbing myself. Exciting, isn't it? Happy 12th anniversary. Also, please will you watch Dick and Dumb spoof of Strike It Lucky? Also, will you ever watch Shooting Stars on this again? No, because I played Shooting Stars and it went down like a fucking fart in church, didn't it? It went down like nobody... Spudgun liked it. You would have liked it. Dave there liked it. NGT goes, "It's shit. It's not shit. It's not shit." That bloke off Dallas, whose name I can't remember, Spudgun helped me out. That's one of the best episodes ever. It's such a good thing. And when he's with the... Robin Gibb. Is it this one? Oh, I don't know if it's on here anymore. I don't even know if it's on here anymore. Tangent Centre indeed. It's not the one. It's not the one. He ruins. He wrecks. He murks. One of the Bee Gees. Robin Gibb, I think it is. It's not on there anymore. You think I need help from a Bee Gee? Wow, wound you up like a kipper geezer. Wound you up and all, wow! It's so fucking funny. It's so good. Yeah, Larry Hagman, that's the guy off Dallas. Rest in peace, Miniclip and Adobe Flash Player. Oh, incredibly insecure, to be fair. Incredibly insecure. I once coded a thing. I don't know anything about coding, but I once coded a little thing that you could embed on someone's MySpace profile. This is how bad Flash Player is. And MySpace, actually. This is during, like, peak MySpace as well. Not before it got big. JL saw you. Thank you very much for the raid. Cheers. that redirected people to Lemon Party. And all you had to do was literally a little HTML embed thing. If you pressed post quick enough, it would redirect their whole profile to Lemon Party. This is when I'm like 13, 14 years old or so. But Flash Player. I do like Flash Player because a lot of my favourite games that you would play in the library, not the ones that you'd play at home, were Flash games. And Shockwave. Remember Shockwave as well? Habbo Hotel, represent. Lissa Boo, thank you very much for 3 months. Thank you. Right, should we watch some K? Should we watch some K? What the fuck is Lemon Party? Bear, Google it. I can't Google it on here because my keyboard's broken. But Bear, if you go and have a little Google of Lemon Party, it's 3 human beings who are very much in love. Very much in love. Do Google it. Feel free. Here's the Robert. Oh, you bless you, Sean. Thank you. Adam, has anyone ever told you that your streams are similar to Limmy's streams? Oh, I think that's a compliment. I'm not a big Limmy fan or anything. I know a lot of people like it. Oh, we found it as well. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is so fucking funny. This is so... Why is K being delayed? Because I've gone on a tangent, mate. I'll be back with you very, very shortly. Don't you worry. Anybody have a look for a little bit of Lemon Party? Let me just check the audio on this. Might be a bit loud.
There's somebody missing, ladies and gentlemen. He's a man who keeps the scores. His name is Georgie Dog.
Me down, you think I need your help? You think I need a BG's help to get myself down? Nah, I'll weld you up like a kipper geezer. I'll weld you up. I'll weld you up and 2-0 to Georgie Dong. Merry Christmas, slag.
It's because fucking Robin looks so uncomfortable with the whole thing. And the Merry Christmas slags. I fucking love that. I love that. Old shooting stars are the best, but not enough people like it, so we have to watch this fucking fool. Which I like. I like K as well. There's nothing wrong with K. Right, back to it.
So it doesn't look a mess. I'm waiting for him to come and cover it up. You can see him.
So it's a pretty rough start. These are the meatballs. She has more than adequately buttered her baking tray there, as you can see. They do look like brains. They do. She's got her egg wash. It has skipped forward a bit, I guess. So this is where we're starting from. They're very large meatballs, is worth pointing out. If I were to make meatballs, they'd probably be about a third of that size. And it's not really the sort of that mince is a bit thick for it. Obscurity, never forget, Habbo Club for life. Two bobber. NGT, I showed this to my 2 Swedish friends and one threw up. You've been warned. How bad can it be? How bad can it be?
I've made 2 meatballs.
They don't look like.
Sorry, I'm childish.
They don't look like. They don't.
They are meatballs.
She thinks they look like
They will
testicles.
be when they are cooked. Yeah. All I'm doing is just getting some mincemeat. I don't know if you can see.
You can't see because my head's in the way, Kay. Get on camera, come on.
But all I'm doing is I'm getting some mincemeat, rolling it.
I was getting a drink.
Rolling it in my hands. Shut up, Lee.
You said I walked off. I was getting a drink.
So what I'm doing is rolling it in my hand. I don't know if you can see me what I'm doing, but and then I'm dipping it in egg. By the way, I've got some eggs and I've beaten them up.
Oh, I need an instant replay, right? I don't know if any of you saw that that top left one. Just keep an eye on that. There's something especially gross about it slowly flapping open.
By the way, I've got some eggs and I've beaten them up.
Just a bit horrible, isn't it? So much flirting going on. It is a weird relationship that they have. I'm not accusing them of anything. I'm not suggesting anything. Make your own minds up. Ginger, thank you very much for the 14 months. Thank you.
Really had a go and
That's it. Pop them back together.
I'll beat you up in a minute, Lee. And all I'm doing is I'm just.
I don't know why she's buttered the baking tray so heavily in the top left corner there.
And like I said, dipping them in egg. I put that one there.
Fucking hell. It is bad. This is an especially bad one. No seasoning. No seasoning. Yeah, just a healthy beef. Beef? Yeah, beef. Combination of beef and pork.
I agree, as you can see.
Different sizes for different people.
It's not normally that mucky, but.
Why is Kay cooking
But as
Krang
you can
from the
see, I've greased
turtles?
And I've
Pretty
got,
spot
I don't know
on.
if you can see, but I've also got some chips cooking.
Ian R. God, what in God's name is she making? Read the look at that. She's got chips on the go in a second as well. She's making meatballs. Says it all.
That is a proper.
The old chip pan. Don't see many of those about anymore, do you?
Get now with all the little handles and everything.
We had a chip pan. Well, oh, watching
such
it
an
drip off her
bits and
fingers.
things.
There's no precision with where she's putting these either.
First of all, I'm going to make a tray full. And see how they come out.
Squish them. Put them together fucking properly.
You can see eggs sliding all over the place.
They do not resemble balls
Lee, yeah, 'cause you
in
make me
any
lose
way.
my
I think the
ball.
most bally one, it's either that one, because it's slightly smaller, more tightly compressed, or that one. That... She knows their shit here, doesn't she?
Yeah,
She's laughing too
absolutely.
much. She's pulling the curtain back.
Because it's late and we always get like this thing.
Because it's late and we always get a bit giddy over at night time, I know.
SpongeBob. This isn't Golden Balls.
That doesn't sound wrong.
Well,
I think
you
I'd
know,
split.
I mean, a bit,
I don't want all of
we
those.
get a bit tired, that's what it is.
You don't.
And most people, when they get tired, they get a bit, oh my God, my balls fell apart.
Bit of a
Okay.
childish, you mean?
No, I'm just like that all the time.
What's she going to do with this last bit?
Oh, my word.
She's got another
just
pack
gonna-
under there. How? There's only fucking 2 of them. How many fucking gigantic football-sized meatballs does this fucking need? This is a war crime in Italy. Throbbing Python of Love as well. Thank you. You love it. I do. Thank you for the resub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They do have a dog as well. Good
Before
point.
you do any of this, what I'm doing, you need to wash.
Wash your hands. What's
You
the
need
problem?
to wash your mincemeat. Sorry,
Wash your
just
mincemeat?
paper
She's
underneath
not
it.
washed her mincemeat. Why did what? Bit of fairy
Yeah,
liquid.
it's squelchy.
All good. Wash your mincemeat.
You actually couldn't.
Oh well.
What?
Don't matter. That's another meatball. I'm going to put one last one ball on.
Wash your mincemeat before you do it. That one's all right, isn't it? Bottom left there at the moment. That's not bad. There's a lot of egg on there. Do wash your mincemeat before any meal. In fact, I've never washed my mincemeat once. Am I being unhygienic? I did a level 1 food hygiene certificate in high school. They never taught us to wash the mincemeat. No, I didn't think so. I thought she might have got something right. Have you watched Channel 4's critically acclaimed documentary Dogging Tales? I saw that a long time ago, Alan. I saw that a long time ago. I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was great. I think it could have been a lot better. I did watch 24 Hours in Police Custody last night, and it was fucking heartbreaking. Anyone see that? I think it's the best crime documentary series ever made. I think it's so fucking good. The level of access that they get. Heard about it. It's all over Twitter at the moment. It's all over Twitter. It's heartbreaking. I don't want to ruin it for anyone. It's called Two Wrongs. Two Wrongs. And it's not a pleasant watch. It's a very frustrating watch. It's a great show. But fucking hell. Have a watch. It's on 4OD now. Have a watch. That's my recommendation for the evening. That and wash your fucking mincemeat, ladies and gentlemen. Why is she's breathing heavily? Is she knackered? It might be Lee. It might be Lee. What show is this? This is Kay's Cooking on YouTube. Do give him a subscribe. Buy the merch. They do a great mug. Great if you want a nice bit of kitchenware for Christmas presents. Get yourself a nice mug. A late night cunt stream tonight. Westlife tomorrow. What a way to start a week off. Kay to cook Adam food for a day for Helena Smell 6. That's such a good idea. And I don't want to do it. I wouldn't live to tell the tale. But that's actually a brilliant idea. 4OD. Is it 2006? I don't know what it's called anymore. Is it all 4 now? Is it all 4? It's still 4OD to me. ITV have just changed the name of their player. It's like ITVX or something now. Oh, it's cool of you. Big Juicy Lou, thank you very much for the resub as well. Cheers.
Yes, I'm sure you were. Right, now,
ITVX.
Let me just...
It's all shite. Fuck ITV.
That's it, get rid of that. Right, now I'm going to put these in the oven for 10 minutes.
That's it.
Like
That's
I said,
actually it.
I
No
don't cook on
seasoning.
gas, I cook
You,
on electric.
you wash
But
your
after a while,
mincemeat
it might
dollop
be
'em in
gas
egg.
After I've had it mended.
and put them on your baking
So now
tray
I'm going to open
covered
the oven.
in clover.
Yes, pull. That's it. Oh my word! Watch the steam. That's because I didn't.
That's
clean
not.
it out
That's
yesterday,
not
I can
fucking
do.
steam, Kay. It's thick black smoke. It's clearly not. That's because she's been washing it out. She said she's been cleaning her dishwasher oven out, and obviously she's not washed it properly. The chemicals now are are burning, which will of course seep into the food, reducing the life expectancy of these two individuals to approximately 35 years old.
And I'm going to put my balls in
Hee hee.
for 10 minutes.
Please give that a wipe, Kay. Almost stacked it there. She must.
Well, I just want to tell you something. I don't know if you can hear me over the alarm.
Oh, it's the steam alarm. Has everyone got one of those? It's the fucking steam alarm. When there's too much steam in your kitchen. Who fucking saw that coming? I can't believe she set the steam alarm off. Fuck's sake.
Does my head in. So every time I switch the cooker on, it goes off.
Who the fuck?
There might not be some cooking for a couple of days. Okay then. And the reason being is that my cooker top is cracked. I don't know what happened. I just wiped it down one day and I just noticed it was cracked. So I'm going to
Can't
talk
imagine.
about it tomorrow, see what they can do. If they can mend it, they mend it. If they can't, they take it away and hopefully they'll give me a new cooker to
Cook.
sort it out. Because like I said before on my videos, it is insured.
He's so fucking set on that. Like I've said before on my videos, it is insured. And that light behind us, that mess in the kitchen, that's getting fixed too. So stop fucking whinging. Steven Skodes, he's off to work tonight. Been a good stream. Have a good night. See you next time. All the best, boss man. Steven, I hope your shift is all right, mate. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you for your support. All the best. NGT, I think she's on the wacky backy leader. There's something off with her. She's just not right in the head. She's grand. She's having fun. And actually, I'm a little bit jealous. Not jealous, because I've got a great relationship with my mum. But the banter that they have between them, we can sit here and have a little giggle, right? But they're having the fucking time of their life, aren't they? They're both having such a... You can tell, and it's not sexual. It's not sexual. They are genuinely just enjoying making the content. Yeah, I wish my mum would give me salmonella. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. And actually, I genuinely enjoy the relationship that her and Lee have together. I think it's quite sweet. So I'm going to stop laughing at this fucking mess of a YouTube video.
So hopefully it should get it seen to.
Here we go. Back.
You can see all the juice has melted in.
Oh! You asked for juice, you got your fucking juice, alright? So I don't even know what that is that's come off there. I guess some of the fat has melted away, it's combined with the butter. There are little pools of, I think, just fat. And blood. There's a bit of blood. I mean, you can very, very clearly see that is not cooked through. There's a lot of pink going on in the middle. Brian, any chance of you doing a cooking stream or cooking prediction punishment? I do want to do a cooking thing, actually. It's not going to be like this, though. I don't think it'll be that fun to watch, because I'm all right. I'm all right in the kitchen. I'm not terrible. I'm not great. But I don't know how interesting it would be to make me, to watch me make a risotto. Or some duck wraps, which I had last week. Delicious. Thanks for asking. It's more than medium rare, Lee.
To it, which is something I didn't want to happen. So what I'm going to do is, oh, nearly ended up with that ball on floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain some of this juice off, put them back in the oven for another 10 minutes.
Any liquid to her is juice, isn't it? This big fucking horrible congealed shitty mess. It's just juice. It's just juice. You wouldn't want a glass of that in the morning, would you? Pansexual chocolate, just in time to see someone cook a pot of vomit. Welcome! Thank you for being here. Thank you. This is the worst one yet, isn't it?
I'm going to turn them over. Oh,
that is
going to be fun.
inedible. You cannot eat that without...
They've not stayed in the shape I made them.
Yes, they have. Really they look like that before, Kate.
They're classed as meatballs. And other meatballs you get in the gravy. But I'm not doing mine in gravy.
Gravy.
As you can see, I'm having a hell of a time trying to turn them over.
She's doing all right with the turning. She's right, the shape isn't quite there.
Not as bad as my last video. This was just bad.
I want to know what the last video was.
Turn over, you cow.
And the thing is, it'll get to the end, Lee'll gobble down on one of these, and he'll just go, oh, that's all right. He'll be fine with it. He'll be fine. I honestly don't think you can eat that without getting poorly. I guess it's going back in the oven, so it might be cooked through. Even then, DiCarino, I've literally had more appealing things come back from my stomach after the worst food poisoning. It's not a pretty dish, but it's all about the taste, isn't it? It's all about the taste. NGT, I did warn you, this is the worst one I've seen. It's a fucking war crime. All the love, Kay. We need you to cook for Adam. I'd love to have her up. She's been on Harry Hill, so surely she'd come on a show called Cunt. Bonkers.
Right, now they're all turned over. I've decided I'm not going to take that juice out in it.
No,
because,
good shout.
It'll probably melt by the time it gets in. So now
What do you mean it'll melt? It's already fucking liquid. What does she mean? What does that mean? It'll probably melt. It's already liquid. It's juice. I don't understand.
I'm going to put them in oven for another 10 minutes.
Do you think it'll reduce, you think? I don't know what that was that she picked off there. Looked like a bit of orange peel. It's obviously not. Just a bit of fat, isn't it? It's just a bit of fat. It's that egg. Oh, of course it is. It's the egg wash has turned this into, yeah, cooked egg. I don't know what to call it. Fried egg? It's not really frying, is it? It is egg. I thought it was all fat. But those big lumps of fucking shit are indeed egg.
For another 10 minutes. You don't have to...
Don't have to what?
You don't have to turn them over, but I just think it gives them more chance of doing all the way through. You can see the starting
Fucking hell. The colour of that. I've never seen anything. I've never seen anything like that. That is... They're not cooked. He's going to eat that, isn't he? That's done. That's done. This fucking eggy, fatty, meaty mess is done, and it's going in that young man's mouth.
Meatballs. Meatballs. Sorry, I couldn't tell. Just too busy. Now I'm going to turn them over again. As you can see, I haven't...
Haven't what?
I haven't took any juice out.
Good.
Juice. Sorry. So I'm going to turn them over again. They do look as though they are doing. I can't tell if that's part of the other one or...
Can anyone fill me in as to what that means? They do look as though they're doing. I'm not quite sure what that means. They do look as though they're doing. Anyone?
So, I'm just turning them over. Like I said, I've been putting them in for 10 minutes. I don't know how long they want. It's been ages since I was at school and did any.
Wait, 10 10 minutes? That's not going to cook in 10 minutes. Please put them back in. For the love of God, please put them back in.
And look at her. They're not
I'm still seeing a lot of pink.
that much to the pan. That one, I think that one's to do with that one. So that has gone heads upwards. There we are. So now they can go
Two
back
lots
in
of 10
butter.
minutes. Right, that's okay.
10 minutes.
Another 10 minutes. That's grand. So
reason I did that just a few minutes ago with the meatballs is that somebody has made me a like page on Facebook. It wasn't me and it wasn't my son. It was one of you lot out there. So all I want to say is thank you. It's very entertaining, and the things that you're putting on saying that I have done, I have not. Lee.
is that a little fart? Did he just do a little fart there? Somebody's made a troll page, I think, devoted to Kay is what's going on here.
I have done, I have not. Lee.
It was a laugh. It was a laugh. It's okay.
Don't
Don't think it was a fart.
So thank you for putting, doing whatever you're doing. I'm enjoying watching it.
Oh,
Very
bless
funny.
her. That's quite sweet. That's really nice. Oh, although the look at the end says that maybe she doesn't find it as funny as she just stated. Perhaps. Anonymous, thank you very much for the gifted sub to Gordon Ramsay is angry. Yeah, spot on. Thank you. Thank you, Anonymous.
As you can see, they've come out and they look quite nice. And I've
Come
got
on.
my best taste tester to try it. Would you please try this, what I have got on the fork?
It's just come out.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be hot though, isn't it? Just take it bit by bit
Yeah,
and
look at
tell me
all
what you think,
the steam
please.
coming off it.
They've been in long enough and they should be done now. Yes? No?
No, I'm joking.
I'm going to rip your head off. Well, yes, they're done.
Is Lee going to
Speak
try
to me,
them?
yes
Lee
or
can
no?
have egg.
No.
Yeah, they're
Done.
done. They're done. Of course they're done.
Why don't you do one test?
They look just like the ones in
I
IKEA.
always eat my own food. You know that.
Of course you always do.
Right, these chips have just been
You
in
do.
my...
Oh, yeah, we got chips with it as well. Chips
These
and
chips have all
meatballs.
been
Classic
in my
combo.
microwave. Right, I'm going to put... These are just pure mincemeat and... Yes,
an egg.
I know people are fed up, but yes, guess what? Dogs can have them.
Oh, they are for the dog.
So I'm just going to put 3 on just for the...
The chips don't look half bad, to be honest. I got no problem with the chips. Chips are alright.
These are the meatballs. You don't need to have chips with them, but this is the end product of how to make meatballs.
So no gravy or anything on
I
there.
hope that showed you how to go on with meatballs or roughly
Nobody's
going
eating
on.
it. That fucking says it all, doesn't it? That's straight in the dog bowl. Is the dog still alive? It's a few years old, this one.
Or showing you how to start making them. You can make them any way you want. You don't have to have chips with them. But anyway, if you do like what you've seen, please keep viewing viewing me. Give me a big old thumbs up.
Thumbs up from
Leave
here.
me a comment if you want me to make something or whether you want me to
Stop making
cook
something.
but please be more clear of what you want, which you have been doing. And if you haven't already subscribed to me, Lee, get subscribing. Get subscribing, please. The more the merrier. Thank you. Bye.
Well, it's the first one I've seen where it hasn't been eaten. Let's have a quick look at the comments. 700,000 views. That's not bad going, is it? I would pay real money to see Gordon Ramsay react to this. I really loved this cooking video and decided to make it for my kids. They really enjoyed it, but sadly passed away after consumption. Meatballs she makes, meatballs she bakes. This woman is incredible. Hi Kay, love the vid. My dog loved these so much he ran outside and refuses to come back in the house, presumably until I've made him some more. Could you please do a dog-friendly stir-fry next, please? A lot friendlier than in the countries where the dog is part of the recipe. Lol. Cheers, Kay. Meat brains dipped in egg. A brilliant twist on the classic balls of meat recipe. Bellissimo! Oh. Okay, this is another corker of a recipe. Thank you. Can you show us how to make croque tartine parisienne? Is that pronounced? With a black truffle reduction to go on the side. Much love. They are so good, aren't they? Watching this made me break my vegetarian lifestyle. I just want to say props to her for staying alive. Okay, right, I'm going to boot up Noel now. I'm going to boot up Noel. Give me a second. We might do a little bit more K at the end. You know what? Actually, I fancy finishing off with a little quiz at the end. I'm in a quizzy mood. I've been watching that Beat the Chase, I think it's called. Beat the Chasers, Beat the Chase, where you go in, you answer some questions. You've got to get the first one right, otherwise you don't get to progress. You and then you go up against the chasers, and you get like 40 seconds if you want to do it with two of them, 45 for three, so they've got more brain power, and you've got a minute to answer questions. Sporkle. I could do a Sporkle quiz. I don't know enough about anything to do Sporkle. More K. We'll do more K. Maybe we'll do more K at the end. I don't know. I don't want to steam through all of K's recipes because we'll run out too quickly. I like the fact that I can just dip in there. It's the gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? I could do a bit of GeoGuessr, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Noel Edmonds. If you are unfamiliar, Noel Edmonds is a British TV institution, or at least he was in the 90s, and then he went away for a while. Not really his choice. Couldn't get on TV for love nor money. And then he came back triumphantly with Deal or No Deal, an hour-long program about opening boxes. You all know Deal or No Deal. It was suitcases, wasn't it? Like briefcases in the US. More sexy. They had all the sexy ladies opening them. None of that. You just got like proper, regular British people doing the work. But we're not watching that tonight, although I imagine it'll be touched on. Randnorok. I don't know how to pronounce that. Thank you very much for the sub. Welcome. Brand new subscriber there. And Brian, the Beast Mark Labette is a wrestling fan and works with NGW, I believe. Yeah, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was their general manager for a while. He's a fucking big cunt, that bloke. Not in a horrible way. He's massive. He's like, is he like 6'7"? He built like a fucking brick shithouse. I think he's lost a lot of the weight lately, actually. So has Anne Hegarty, who I love, and my favourite of the Chasers. Paul Cinnamon, he's fine. The Dark Destroyer, he's alright. He seems friendly enough. The Vixen, a little bit of blue for the dad. The Vixen's nice. Who's the other one? Am I forgetting one? Why is the Vixen a C word, Adam? Why have I said to myself a C word as if the show's not called cunt? Oh, the Vixen's great. I like the Vixen. Who's the other one? The Baron. Which one's the Baron? There's a new one who's like Mr. Bean, and I hate him. He's called the Super Nerd, and he's all like, but he's the only one that's playing a character. He's all awkward and like he does these. He's a bit over animated and is disingenuous. I don't like him. I do like the Cinnamon. Cinnamon. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Mark Labette, big bloke, but married his cousin, I think, didn't he? Anyone? Can somebody fill me in on that? Spudgun. You're an expert on British TV and incest. Cinnamon's a great stand-up comic. Is that right? It did shag his cousin. Married and subsequently divorced his cousin. Oh, that's sad. Is that sad? Unknowingly, it could happen to any of us. It could happen to any of us. Anyway. Moving on. Noel. This might be a bit loud. No? That's pretty good to me. This is a bit dark already. I don't know what this is going to be like. This might be shite. So, it's alright. It's only an hour and 7 minutes long. That's shorter than most films. Be fine.
Noel Edmonds was massive in the 90s.
He was.
When I think of Noel Edmonds, the first thing I think of is the beard, the hair, and the shirts. When I think
agreed.
of Noel, I think of Mr. Saturday Night.
He was huge.
He was.
I don't really know
absolute box
how.
office.
There's something in the eyes, there's a sparkle which says, we're going to have fun.
He did television for parents, television for kids, music television.
He was big.
The first house party, the ratings exceeded our...
The whole thing, isn't it? I know we talked about Mr. Blobby an awful lot.
The first
on
house
streams.
party, the rating...
I feel like we've probably said everything there is to... I don't want to beat a dead horse, a dead blobby horse here. But how the fuck did that get so massive? I think that picture there might epitomise everything wrong with this country. The fact that Noel Edmonds was so big on TV for a long time. And part of the reason for it was Christmas #1 winning giant pink spotted alien. I think he was an alien. Mr. Blobby. And everyone loved it. Nobody, I don't remember anybody, and maybe it's because I was a kid, I don't remember anybody going, what the fuck, this is a bit shit, isn't it? Why is he was just this fucking big idiot who came in, and his gimmick was he would go blobby 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 and then just knock shit over and fall over a bit. But it was appointment television, and it was funny. It was funny. His name was Ian Blobby. Sorry, is that true? Mr. Ian Blobby. Is that right? The first few Blobbies were great. Gotcha was brilliant. Gotcha. Was Gotcha a thing before, like, Little Beetle before Beetle was doing it? Because the Gotcha, yeah, it was appointment television. It was so fucking funny. So funny.
Exceeded our wildest dreams.
It was
Noel-copter.
undeniably the biggest show on television.
It was appointment to view telly. It could only have been held together by one man, and that's Noel Edmonds.
Noel's always been somebody who plays pranks. Yeah, he's like an overgrown schoolboy.
He's like a strange mix of all of these different sorts of Britishness. Some likeable, some less likeable.
I want to fight people like you and your council, because I think you're at the heart of what is wrong with this country.
All in this one odd, very talented package.
I know I'm right.
And then things start to unravel.
This might get really dark. They've just done the whole Netflix documentary, changed the music turn there, haven't they? This might get really dark. I don't know a lot about Noel Edmonds, as I've said. I know lots of people say that he murdered a man. I don't know the specifics. I have to live with the fact that Mr. Blobby was #1 in the charts on my birthday. Ross, I'm so sorry to hear that. What was that, like 93? 93 or so? Was it 93, 94? Happy birthday. It's your birthday soon, that means, mate. Okay, let's find out what Noel did.
The world of television was so different. It was pretty much the Wild West.
When I heard about Michael Lush being killed,
I was furious. One of the darkest moments on Saturday primetime TV by a country mile.
Noel spirals into a sort of chaos.
Not because a bloke died.
Bankruptcy.
My world imploded. I lost my home. It destroyed my relationship with my wife.
Really bleak times for him.
I thankfully failed to take my own life.
Until along comes his second bite at the cherry.
That's his daughter's, right?
I like the word kid.
Sorry. Did he say what I think he said? I think he said what Where did that come from? He's 73. Fair play to Noel not for what he's just said, not for potentially killing a man, for looking good for his age. I guess he's had a lot of work done. He doesn't look like he's had a lot of work done. He's somebody that's aged very well. Like a fine wine. Bobber B, thank you very much for the resub. Thank you. Noel Edmonds is Mr. Saturday Night. The rise and fall of Mr. Saturday Night, this is called. Okay, nice 15 minutes of setting the scene, jovial shit here. This is fine.
Go from rags to riches. If you would only say you
Our
Thank you,
caster
Just
this
Ed.
week
Yes,
is
he
a
did.
popular Radio 1 disc jockey,
Maybe.
Noel Edmonds. What did you want to be?
It was a general dislike for all the ambitions that my friends at school had of being a professional person and sort of getting married at 30 and 2 kids by 35, first coronary probably mid-40s. I could see it all and I didn't like it, so I tried from about the age of 16 to get into broadcasting.
Fair. That's cool. A good start. I like his voice.
Here's Radio Luxembourg, your
He's got
station
quite a
of
nice-
the stars, broadcasting on 208 meters medium wave.
Nice soft voice. Radio Luxembourg.
When he was about 18, he sent around tapes to all the radio stations. One landed in Luxembourg, and they offered him a job. So he had the choice to go to university or go to Radio Luxembourg, and he went to Luxembourg.
Was Radio Luxembourg? It's only something that I've never read about or anything. I've only heard it here and there. Was it a pirate radio station or was it a legit one? It sounds legit, what they were saying. Noel Edmonds is very similar to Vince McMahon's involvement in Owen Hart's death. Lots of parallels. Oh, right. Okay. It was a pirate station. I sort of wish I'd grown up in those times. Pirate radio quite appeals to me. Is that the one that they made the boat that rocked about? Is it that? Is that what it's called? The boat that rocked? Station based in Luxembourg. Oh, right. So it wasn't... Was it on a ship? Was it just in Luxembourg? It sounds cool, though, doesn't it? Pirate radio. I used to do a pirate radio station when I was 12, 13. On the internet. There was loads of them. You could buy slots on... It was like a Winamp thing. But you could listen to a player, and all you had to do, you could talk and everything, but nobody obviously wanted to listen. It was just, I remember my friend at the time, Matt. I was just playing songs for him. I spent all my pocket money on setting up this shitty thing. Adam looks like a pirate radio host. That's not a compliment, is it?
DJs ended up at Luxembourg because they wanted to be on the radio, number one. And number two, it was the next best thing to Radio 1. I always get a bit of a thrill when people say to me, oh, I used to listen to you at Luxembourg. And I'd say...
And with pirate radio, I assume that they didn't pay fees for the music.
If there had been no Luxembourg, there wouldn't have been no Edmonds, because Luxembourg itself, which had this big footprint all over Europe, would have made him very famous. And that was the whole thing of Noel.
Cultaholic
That was
FM.
He wanted to be famous.
Is that a Power FM thing?
Kid Jensen read the news bulletin.
And
just before Kid started,
Power
I pulled the
FM.
microphone back and let it go because it was the one that hung from the ceiling. And Kid read the entire news bulletin going like this.
I mean, Noel's always been somebody who plays pranks. Yeah, he's like an overgrown schoolboy sometimes in the early days.
The best known of all his pranks was when Noel played the part of someone who's committed suicide by messing around with an oven.
Sounds really funny.
I got home.
Classic Noel. Fucking
door,
hell.
I know.
Apologies. Didn't realise I'd need a fucking trigger warning for a documentary about
So
Noel
I
Edmonds.
established the fact that Noel's not there. Then I round the corner and I see a girl's legs splayed under the bed.
Well, that's clearly ketchup.
The blood was there, and so it was evident that she was stabbed. I discovered Noel. He was lying with his head in the oven. So I decided that I was going to report this to the police.
Classic
Paul
comedy.
Burnett's voice going, Kid, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, the police, there's been a... When they stopped him saying, it's just a joke. You are. So it was, yeah,
So
not
cheeky,
the funniest joke you could have in the world. But as a production, no, I think he wanted this to be his pièce de résistance. His
Yeah.
Citizen Kane.
Imagine wanting that to be your Citizen Kane.
In 1969, he
Moving on
joined
from that.
Radio 1.
Onwards
Noel
and upwards,
doesn't often
hopefully.
have very much bad luck, but to have your first program on the day the moon landing happened, there was more emphasis put on the moon landing, I suppose, but it didn't seem to do him much harm.
What's our moon landing? Obviously, except for Spud Gun, none of us are old enough to have witnessed the moon landing. What's ours? The big TV moment, like, that you had to watch. I don't get. A lot of people obviously remember where they were when the Queen died, or the 9/11. But was there any big bit of TV that you had to? Starting a Big Brother's a good shout. I'm talking about stuff that was announced ahead of time, not acts of terrorism, ideally. Diana's funeral. Diana's funeral is a good one. A good one. Fucking hell! Don't click that. I didn't mean it like that. I meant that's a good shout for an answer. I didn't mean that's a good one. It's not a good one. It's horrible. The Olympics 2012. Rolf's arrest. Who shot JR? Yeah, that's not a bad shout as well. I feel like, and I don't think there was a big TV moment because of it, but the millennium in general, not knowing if everything was about to, like, shut down. The eclipse, I remember. Is it a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse? The one that's very rare and will only happen once in our lifetime, and maybe, like, the lifetimes of our children and children's children. I don't know how long it is. I thought it was, like, once every X hundred years. But the solar eclipse, and I remember, like, them chilling all the glasses and stuff so you could safely look into the sun, even though it's very, very unsafe. Judy Finnegan's boobies. What? Oh, when they didn't even fall. It was just her bra, wasn't it? And that wasn't announced ahead of time. MJ's funeral, the Euro final. David Blaine in a box. That feels pretty big as well. There's another one for Americans. Al Capone's vault being opened by Geraldo Rivera. Am I right with that? I know that did insane numbers and was like the invention of speculative TV, where something might happen, but it also might not. And there was fuck all in there. Yeah, there was totally empty. Totally empty. I watched the whole special quite recently, seeing if it would be something that would be appropriate for cunt. And it was just boring. It was very, very boring. But I imagine exciting at the time. TGI Friday. Nuts TV launch. Was there a Nuts TV? I don't remember a Nuts TV. The final last of the summer wine. Oh, maybe what was thought at the time to be the last Only Fools and Horses. That was pretty big, wasn't it? That was pretty big. But that's not a bad shout. The last of the summer wine. EastEnders Christmas 1986. Is that where Dirty Den got his comeuppance? Live 8's a good one. Live 8's a very good one. OJ Trial, yeah. And the Chase, yeah, for sure. Oh, I like this. These are some good ideas, aren't they? Hell in a Smell, good shout. Yeah, Live 8 was pretty... Live 8 felt massive. Especially just because, like, Live Aid was such a big thing. And, like, I assume the biggest music event in history. Yeah, Live 8, especially with, like, the Pink Floyd reunion as well. My mates travelled up to London. They didn't even have tickets. They just sat on the grass outside, hearing it as best they could. But it was that big a deal to them, the Floyd reunion. Sorry, anyway, back to Noel, unfortunately.
One small step for man, one giant leap for...
One giant leap for Noel Edmonds!
Radio 1 was the big station to be on. I was doing the breakfast show, and I'd done it for 5 years, and I just got married and I had a baby, and there was Noel Edmonds, who I thought was pretty good, and I thought, this is the person that I've just got to watch a little bit, because I think he's after my breakfast show, and he darn well got it.
It is a good idea to put
He's
it
a
all
likeable,
together as you
smiley
go.
chap, isn't he, Tony Blackburn?
I've had a card which literally I've just pulled out of the mail. Somebody reckons they saw me in Wolverhampton. I'm just going to do a silly thing about, well, I wasn't in Wolverhampton, but I'm going to actually pay them to keep quiet.
Noel was beside himself after landing the breakfast show on Radio 1. It was a show that was listened to people around the world, really. It had a phenomenal audience, and Noel was able to handle it because he had all the attributes to be a star performer.
I've got a sound effect just on the tape here of a till. So I'll have a dip in the till. I've got Money, Money, Money by ABBA. So from one card coming in the mail, you can in fact throw a link together, which isn't the funniest thing in the world. But
no, it's not. Funnier than the prank.
In those days,
I'd
the
say.
audiences were enormous.
Prank.
I mean, when I opened up Radio 1, every morning we're getting 21 million people listening in. A massive show. The DJs at the time, we were built up like pop stars. And in fact, the Radio 1 DJs were as big, if not slightly bigger, than the music and the artists that we were playing.
And Noel, of course,
There he is.
all he had to do was turn
I
up.
think that was fucking him, wasn't it?
And the artists that we were...
Is that him? Bottom left? Thought he might pop up here, considering his radio. Yeah, I think that is him.
Playing.
There
and
you
Noel,
go.
of course, was all he had to do
There's
was
your one
turn
for
up
the
and it
evening.
would be kind of like the Beatles of it.
No, don't. There he
That
is.
was the remarkable person he'd become.
The Radio 1 road shows we did drew enormous crowds. And also doing Top of the Pops as well. Top of the Pops, an enormous audience. So you could build your name up within a week or 2 weeks. Everybody knew who you were.
Margot Jerry and the long-legged woman who is dressed in black. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to? Good head.
Fucking hell! What? Fucking hell. First time on BBC that I've ever seen it that way round. That's pretty nuts, isn't it? That came out of fucking nowhere.
He was an ambitious guy, certainly ambitious.
He
And, was
looked a bit
ambitious
taken
for
aback by
television
that,
more
understandably.
than radio.
Jim Bowen's fuming.
Hello, very good morning. Welcome to The Swap. Happy Saturday to you.
Well, I think the thing about Noel is that it was always something very new, and suddenly you had this show on TV on Saturday morning where
See, I remember hearing about Swap Shop, but I don't know
Scalextrics, you know,
much
for
about
your
it. So
Flash
I think the
Gordon
idea
or-
was, and I think this is exactly what this bloke is explaining now, so this is redundant, but you would say, yeah, I've got something that I want to swap for something else, and the BBC would somehow facilitate that. Flappy the NHS dog. My mate once sent me a picture of him when he bumped into Noel Edmonds in Thailand. Noel was hammered and holding a dead squid for some reason. Normally, I wouldn't believe that, but it's Noel Edmonds. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine he did.
Your action man.
No, is that no?
Yeah, it is. Oh, that's
I'd like to ask you.
Hang on, hang on.
He really did reinvent himself when he left the environs of pop radio. He had moved on and wasn't just a DJ anymore. He had become something else. I think the Swap Shop was the best show he ever did in terms of bringing out him as a likable host.
I'd like to ask you.
Yes?
What time you get up to do the swap shop?
Anything else you want to know?
No, not really.
No, all right. But what time do you normally get up?
You grew up with this desperate.
It looks fucking awful,
access
doesn't
this-
it? It's Facebook Marketplace, the TV show, which actually isn't a bad idea. Fucking hell, I'm only 9 minutes 51 seconds into this. I'll crack on. Sorry, but a Facebook Marketplace TV show, would legit do numbers. I reckon. There's an idea. Anybody work in TV? You can have that. It's a freebie.
This world and this fun and Noel was at the core of that.
To present the award, we've got a gentleman who has literally travelled millions and millions of miles across the universe. One of the stars of Star Wars, C-3PO.
Is it a real bloke in there?
When you look at Swap Shop, he always broke the wall of TV. He showed you the
It's not a
camera
real
people.
robot, is it?
You know, if the mic went down, he'd call the sound man in and he'd fix it. It was so
Is it not?
ahead of its
Fake.
time.
It is a robot.
What does that do? At the television
it?
centre here, we do
No.
have many
Is
other
it?
things going on. I mean, this is the only programme which is actually going out live.
I know it's not a fucking treat. My point is, was it a robot or not? That's not a difficult question. And everybody's going, no, they made it. It's a bloke in an awkward costume he couldn't sit down in. Spud Gun, the voice of reason. Thank you very much, Dad. Somebody was inside it, right? Okay.
Late
Not a cool
Breakfast
jumper.
Show
Not a cool
was
jumper.
An important step because it allowed him to bring a multi-segmented show, and it was Saturday night entertainment. Terribly sad it ended.
You ask if
the way
C-3PO
it
is
did.
real. Yeah, I guess so.
Tragically,
I know he's not from
it came
millions
to
of
an end
miles
because,
away. I know it's
unfortunately,
not
a stunt
Star
went
Wars
wrong.
isn't real, but I didn't know if they
One of the
built a robot.
darkest moments on Saturday primetime TV by a country bar.
Well, with the rise, all seems quite nice, except for the prank from earlier. Just as I say that, Spud gun pipes up. Here's the accident.
There's something quite unique about Britain with Saturday night television, which you don't necessarily see in other countries. We do, for whatever reason, actually settle down to watch telly or TV on a Saturday night. And perhaps not so much now as we did, but if you go back to the 80s, the bizarrely named Late Late Breakfast Show, which actually went out at around 7 or 8 o'clock at night, was a massive show.
He's a fucking arsehole, by the way,
It was
Nick
what
Ferrari.
the X Factor or dancing is now. That was exactly.
But he's
it was
right here, he's
appointment of
right.
you, telly.
We've got Huey Lewis in the news, the password phone call with more better, greater prizes than ever before, and I could be calling you. Will we fit it all in? I hope so, because you'll love it.
I was
Stole my catchphrase.
a-
Whoa!
Just
I didn't get it from Noel Edmonds, just as a... I didn't get it from Noel Edmonds.
doing inserts, and I started to do segments for the early series of the Late Late Breakfast Show, which is how I met Noel. And then I left that show, went on to do other things, but he and I became friends.
We were hoping to meet this gentleman.
His ability to just relate to the viewer, it's not something that you can teach people. It's something in the eyes. There's a sparkle which says, we're going to have fun. I'm going to take you on a journey. It might be a bit, you know, thrilling at times, a bit edgy at times, but I'm going to bring you safely home.
The lady just at the end of that row up there, whose name I didn't get because she's got a beard.
That radio grounding helped him, I think,
That got me a
develop that
creep.
rapport with his audience.
Then we got Elizabeth Stanley from Birmingham, who can take her bra off without removing any clothes.
Late Late Breakfast Show, I
Careful
certainly
now,
felt
Noel.
as a teenager then that I was sort of part of this gang.
I like
you know?
that. MF Doom. Adam is very much the Noel Edmonds of Twitch. Pacitti charade is crumbling. The Noel Edmonds of Twitch. I'm gonna run with that. I am not Noel Edmonds, Cryptid Derby. I'm not. I am the Noel Edmonds of Twitch. Let's get that on the intro. I didn't murder a man. Never played an horrible prank like that. That is a compliment.
The lady over there just said, I can do that. Oh, we'll wait.
He made you feel that
Wouldn't
this is
ask
fun.
you to do
You
that
saying, I'm enjoying
either.
it, so you can enjoy it too. You know?
Yeah, you can be blobby.
And
I don't need
quite
a
often,
blobby,
you know,
actually, Derby.
He brought you to places that you didn't expect.
I hate blobby.
They're always surprising.
And he tries again, unperturbed. The car's in one piece. He's up.
Saturday night television was quite dangerous to a certain extent. They loved doing stunts.
Noel
and things
hated
like that. This
blobby.
was before
Why? Because
health
it
and
took the
safety and
attention
all
away
that
from
stuff.
Noel,
I think stunts
perchance.
was a bit like his pranks, you know. If it's done live, which Noel always loved to do things live, it's the unpredictable.
Now, JR takes the windscreen out because...
Is this when
they
the
were
bloke
complaining that
dies?
He couldn't see properly out of the windscreen, so they kicked that out.
The world of television was so different. It was pretty much the Wild West.
Whirly Wheeler, Ian Williams.
Fucking hell. What?
On the top. Are we ready? No, he's waving, stop.
Ooh.
We don't normally have people chickening out.
You are so cruel.
But then, as ever, it started to evolve and get a bit more dangerous. And obviously, they were clearly getting numbers for that, so they had to go further and further and further.
He's not waving. There he goes. The storm goes. And he's done.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
My
He
name's
landed
Jim
so
Dowdell.
well.
I've done 200 films and 9 Bond films, Star Wars and Supermans and Saving Private Ryan. In the 80s, stunts were coming more into their own.
Do you promise
because
to
it was
do this
cheap,
on next
and they
week's
realised
If they want to, zoom in,
they wanted to see the
the
action,
room's not
wanted
that
to
big.
see
I'm not sure I could
something
fit a
happening.
car,
And so
let alone
we
a
started to
moving
get busier
car
and busier. So the 80s
in
was
this
good
room. I'm a bit limited on
television from our
space.
point of view.
They're going to get out now before the explosion goes off.
What?
But he's going to do it. He's going to blow up.
If it was a live show, they wanted to keep the costs down to as little as possible, and they would ask members of the public to come in who they knew they didn't have to pay.
No, I can't
because they
drive. I'd be
wanted
on the
their 15
sticks. I'd
minutes
be
of fame.
stood on the sticks, Steve.
Wheel, our opportunity to choose someone who's going to do an impressive stunt. And there's 10
One popular segment of the Late Late Breakfast Show was Give It a Whirl. Viewers at home could phone in and nominate someone and have the whirly wheel spun. And the viewer with the stunt selected was given a week to learn how to do a film stunt, but more often than not, the training only lasted a few days.
And you'd nominate possibly a friend, possibly someone in your family, possibly someone you didn't like, for the most extraordinary, daring stunts. They would then go away and rehearse or whatever, come back in a week's time and see if Nick Ferrari can fight a whale or whatever it might be, or a killer shark at
I'd like to see
aquarium,
that,
and then
to be
everyone
honest.
would tune in.
In terms of a weekly show where you're putting a physical display of danger on, I think there's an inevitability that you're going to come unstuck. And you could see when they jumped those cars, they were very lucky that they didn't actually kill a couple of members of the public.
Not so confident about the jump, mind you, but here he comes now. He's got
Fuck me, this is stupid.
around and took over the edge. That's
Sorry, is that a normal, regular person in that car? Is that the... Fuck me. Fucking stupid too right. That's insane. Fuck. Regular members of the public with a few days training. Fucking hell.
Christ.
all right. The car's gone.
Anywhere in that landing area has to be completely clear of people.
The car went into the crowd, but nobody's hurt. Nobody was hurt. I wish we would keep you posted.
It just takes your breath away. These people typically, they had about a week
And they
to
didn't
train.
stop there.
In some instances, they hardly had any training at all. They have that near
That's
miss.
so
with the first
lucky
car
that they didn't
goes
lose
up.
their life
And
there.
There's no real safety people there. There's a sort of
Really,
fire
that
truck
should be the
turns up,
point that
whatever
they
it
go,
might be.
nah.
And then they go back and they do it again.
Maybe just get Blobby on to knock some stuff over.
A bit of a coward. He's coming up to the ramp now. He's going very, very
Exploder, the most sympathetic person on the planet, their own fault for agreeing to it. You expect some level of safety, mate. What? Sure, okay. It's a bit daft, isn't it? That wasn't another go, was it?
And that could have bounced easily over that Armco and taken 3 or 4 people out. It just makes my
That was a different one.
blood go cold when I think of some of those things like that.
When you study
Give it another
the
go.
footage, it's
Why not?
quite incredible
It went so well the
how this
first
was
time.
ever permitted. And it's dealt in such a jocular fashion.
From the pictures I can see, they're sorting him out. We'll keep you posted as to what happens.
Sorting him out.
A reminder on next week's programme.
It goes back to Noel Edmonds. Look, what else can he say? But he says, oh, well, apparently everybody's going to write. And then he bills next week's show.
So Kid Creole will be with me and Boy George. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of the programme, and we'll see you at the same time next week. Bye.
Bye.
That's the most extraordinary
Someone might
thing.
be
We
dead.
might
See
have
ya.
actually killed someone, but don't miss us next week when we've got Kid Creole and the Coconuts. Good night.
I like this documentary quite a lot. I never knew about any of this at all. I can't believe they did it again. Jorge, hello Adam, happy birthday. What's your favourite cake? I like a Victoria Sponge. I know that's a boring answer, but a Victoria Sponge is my favourite cake. I like all cakes. I don't discriminate. Not a big fan of red velvet. Overrated. Victoria Sponge though, delicious. Very nice. Bit of buttercream, bit of jam. Ooh, Jamaica cake. Jamaica ginger cake's all right, Steve. Coffee cake, I take or leave. Yellow cake, what's that? I don't know what yellow cake is. Is that a dirty one, by any chance, Pete? Victoria Sponge, delicious though. Never tried a Bailey's cake. Never tried that. Yeah, love a cheesecake. Love a cheesecake. Just plain yellow. Just a yellow cake. No, I've not tried just yellow cake. Magsy loves coffee cake. I bet Spudgun fucking loves a coffee cake with a side of rum and raisin ice cream, eh? Spudgun, are you salivating? That sounds right. Not a urinal cake. Come on, behave. And I don't like fish, so not a fish cake. You like that, Spudgun? Pop your slippers on.
I got a call
1986.
from
It's all going swimmingly
the
still,
Breakfast Show
somehow.
office to say, would I come and supervise a stunt that they were proposing doing The essence of the stunt was they had got an escapologist who
Battenberg's nice.
performed at the end of one of the
Good
piers,
shout.
and he was going to rig some sort of a container that had a drop-away floor. And the gag was that this member of the public would be put in some sort of a straitjacket, and he was going to be then lifted up on a crane inside this box. When he got to the certain height, the bottom of the box would open, and he would either drop if he hadn't managed to get out of the straitjacket, or if he had managed to get out of it, then he could hang onto a platform and he wouldn't drop. I said to the girl researcher who called me, you need to have an airbag at the bottom in case anything goes wrong on the way up. And she called me back a couple of hours later and said, no, we can't afford the airbag. And I said, well, then you can't afford me. And then she said to me, and I quote, what else can you do with a member of the public that's really dangerous? And I said to her, I'm sorry, you are talking to the wrong guy. Please don't call me again. I really want to have nothing to do with this, because you're not going to stop until you hurt somebody. That was 4 days before Michael Lush got killed.
And this is after the fucking flippy car. Absolutely batshit. Fucking a late cunt indeed. NFCFC. James, hi. Wow. Pete's still on the cake.
It's Mick of Southampton. Hang 'em high.
Just the name. Hang 'em high.
If you're on The Sun or the Daily Mirror, people sell you stories. And Noel Edmonds on that show was very hot, so we were getting tips all the time. And I got a phone call that the stunt had gone very, very badly wrong. And my informant said, the person's dead.
Fuck
so I
the Sun,
phoned the
indeed.
BBC,
Obviously, fuck
and they
Nick
said, we
Ferrari.
can't comment at all. It's all in the hands of the police. So then I phoned the police and I say, can you confirm that there's been a fatality, that this man has actually died? I'm not saying, there has been an incident involving a man at this event, and I'm now coming within minutes of having to file, what they call file this story. What am I going to do? And I phoned Mike Smith, who was one of the co-presenters of the show. I can remember the call to this day. Mike, it's Nick Ferrari from The Sun. Look, can I ask you, this terrible incident? And I remember him saying, how do you know about this? I'm not saying anything. I'm not getting into this, I'm sorry. I said, I hear you, Mike. I'm not going to put your name anywhere. I've got seconds to file this story. Did the guy die? I've got to now write if this man has been killed by the BBC and this television. I cannot get this wrong. What do you know? Mike said, I'm not allowed to tell you, and I'm not going to tell you. I said to him, I'm going to count to 5. If I can run the story, don't say anything. And we'll take it to this poor fellow.
Journalism. Count to 5. Wow.
Has lost his life. Okay. So let me. And if he hasn't, just cough or do something like that. So you're not making a comment, just cough. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mike, I'm grateful. Put the phone down and we wrote it, and that's how I broke the story. We put it on the front
That's so
page
sad.
of the Sun newspaper. The impact was immense. Noel Edmonds was a massive name. They didn't run that episode, obviously. They couldn't run that episode. That was clearly suspended. It happened within days of broadcast.
This is BBC One. Because of the tragic accident involving Michael Lush while preparing for tonight's edition of the Late Late Breakfast Show, the BBC has decided to cancel this and all further editions of the programme.
Noel Edmonds resigned, and the Late Late Breakfast Show was axed.
It had a major effect on Noel. He was absolutely devastated and was for many, many years. It affected him enormously.
One newspaper said, it was inevitable there would be an accident on this show. I never felt there was inevitability. I mean,
There already was one.
Anything on that show if I felt there was an inevitability. So it was a huge shock to me.
What's surprising to me is this is pre-Noel's house party.
I think it's a shame to say that there wasn't an inevitability about it. Something was bound to happen. And those guys that got smashed up in the car jumps was a great big nature's way of going, see what can go wrong. And then you do that. In that, there is a degree of inevitability.
incredibly tragic. Exploder. I'm a rather sympathetic man, not just for idiots like him. It's things like that which result in unnecessary deaths like this poor guy. Also, if you want to see a funny cake, you can't go from that to that, mate. Oh, fucking hell. The start, there's a proper 180 there. Also, if you want to see a funny cake, look up Frog 3-year-old birthday cake, and it's the rectangular one. Not dirty, don't worry, just hilarious. Yeah, key change. Frog 3-year-old birthday cake. I'm doing this off screen and dragging it in because I think it might be pornographic in some way. Parents ordered a frog cake for their kid's birthday, and this is what showed up. It's really good. I mean, kids don't know. He's 3 years old anyway. That looks like if I had to guess what fucking animal that was, I'd say a frog. Right? I'd say a frog. That's a good frog, isn't it? Look at that frog birthday cake. Anna finally found her prince. Oh, it's like an engagement cake or something. I love frogs. Frogs are one of my favourite animals. But that's a good frog. I wonder what they paid for that. Sorry, crack on. Do you think the BBC would have buried this if they could, like Jimmy's noncing? I don't know, Just Dead. I feel like if they could, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I never worked there.
The man had no proper training. As I recall, he'd had some concerns about the stunt on the actual day.
Wait, whoa. Sorry to interrupt. I keep interrupting. Spudgun, is it legit your birthday tomorrow? Stick a 4 after the 3, and I'll have that tomorrow. Oh! Oh, and a 1 before the 3, I assume. Spudgun. Happy birthday, mate. Happy birthday. Hope you have a brilliant day. You old cunt. No, happy birthday. Attached.
The jury took just 2 hours to reach a unanimous verdict of death by misadventure. Mr. David Eadie, counsel for the BBC, told the court, the lessons to be learnt from this event have been fully taken to heart.
No one's ever found guilty of anything. I think the BBC has a fine levied of
I see what you mean about the parallels with Owen.
That is nothing. And no person was ever held responsible for, I would argue, one of the darkest moments on Saturday primetime TV by a country mile.
One of? Yeah, it's just awful. Blobby's here to save the day. It is. He's drawing fucking Blobby, isn't he?
The show had sadly finished. My head of department, Jim Moyer, called me in one day and said, congratulations, you're producing and directing 16 shows with Noel Edmonds in the autumn. Go away and think of something.
If there's anything that's going to salvage Noel Edmonds' career. And it fucking did. It did. What happened? I missed it. You'll have to skip back NGT. It's pretty dark. It's really awful. Thank you. Thank you very much for the bits.
We created this world.
It's a 10-foot cock and balls, man.
Noel Edmonds, presenter of the Late Late Breakfast Show, has been out of the public eye since a viewer was killed in a stunt tragedy on his show a month ago. At the time, Noel Edmonds thought of quitting television for good. But after the response he's had from breakfast show fans...
He saw that fucking drawing of a big fucking phallic alien and he thought, yep, that's a month. A fucking month he was gone.
Preparing a comeback.
After the Late Late Breakfast Show had sadly finished, we bumped into each other at a Christmas party and were each talking about what we fancied doing next. And I said, I wanted to do an early evening David Letterman type show. And he said, that's what I want to do. My head of department, Jim Moyer, called me in one day and said, congratulations, you're producing and directing 16 shows with Noel Edmonds in the autumn. Go away and think of something.
We are so pleased to be here safely. This has been quite the most hazardous journey we've undertaken on this roadshow series.
What we ended up with, which was the Noel Edmonds Saturday Roadshow, was nothing like an early evening David Letterman, but that's how it started.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are actually
looks
on
awful.
board Britain's first and until now secret space station, HMSS GBH-2.
We had a basic set, and we would just change it from week to week. So one day we would be in the Amazon rainforest, so it'd all be sort of jungly type stuff. The next week we'd be in the station in Venice.
Check your seatbelts now to make sure that they are fastened. Don't undo them! Don't undo them!
It was doing okay,
gag.
but it was limited. So after 3 years, we finally got the message and thought, we just need one location.
Takes me back, this. It must have ran for a while.
We were very pleasantly
I wouldn't remember it from being 3 years old. Spud-Gun, how many years did it run?
From the roadshow to the house party, it leapt up a couple of stories. And at its height, it was
to 99. It ran for 8
million
years. 8 years. Wembley. I cannot find how the stunt went to go, but from the wiki, on 13th of November 1986, volunteer Michael Lush was killed during his first rehearsal for another live stunt. The stunt, called Hang 'em High, involved bungee jumping from an exploding box suspended from a 120-foot high crane. I mean, that sentence sort of says it all, doesn't it? Bungee jumping from an exploding box suspended from a 120-foot high crane. The carabiner clip attaching his bungee rope to the crane sprang... It's the fucking Owen thing. It really is, isn't it? Sprang loose from its eye bolt during the jump. He died instantly upon impact of multiple injuries. Fucking awful. Fucking hell.
Boxing Day, and we were...
And that guy recommended an inflatable crash mat sort of thing, didn't he? It might have saved his life. And why explode?
Winning the battle, the Saturday night battle against ITV, so we were very happy.
It's very hard for the BBC to do entertainment. ITV at the time, they couldn't do entertainment. You could be brash and you can give away loads of money and everything. They had to find cleverer ways to entertain. And I think they hit upon something very special with House Party. They created a world, pranks, but it wasn't based on big money, which what ITV could do.
Welcome to our live house party. It might be my party, but it is very much your show for the next 50 minutes.
Noel's house party recaptured all the magic, didn't it? It's what had made the bloke one of the biggest forces in British television.
How high are
Again,
his
it
fucking
was
trousers?
family fun on a Saturday night. The worst you got there, as I recall on that show, which was massive, was that you might get gunged. So instead of putting your life at risk by driving cars over buses or hanging in midair on a bungee or whatever, you had a bucket of what looked like custard poured over your head because you got some questions wrong.
John Virgo.
So there's still the fun, there's still the public, there's still the involvement. It's an even...
What is it about gunging which is so enthralling? Like, practically every kids' TV show, and this, which is basically just a kids' TV show for adults, isn't it? But it was so good. It was so good. Nickelodeon. They owe it all to the gunge. Gunge is just great, isn't it? We got gunged at What Culture? We did a gunging video. It's barely a punishment, is it? Isn't it? It's something that we'd all love to do. But there is a magic in gunge, says the man who had horse cum all over him. But that's just a type of gunge, isn't it? It's just a bit of gunge. Spunky gunge.
Bigger show, by the way. You know, Noel Edmonds Incorporated gets ever bigger.
The house party was getting in the region of 15 million every single week on a Saturday night. He was Saturday night television.
We
almost a
created
quarter.
this world, which could be peopled by anybody we imagined, and we made it a very
the UK public
rural,
at the time.
Imaginary village.
I am getting on better with the neighbours. I was down in the village just a few moments ago, and I was helping remove the crinkly bottom welcomes careful driver's sign from the front of the vicar's car.
And the advantage of the house is that Noel is looking at you down the camera. He's got this fantastic show to bring to you, got this fantastic guest, got whatever, and then the blooming doorbell goes, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, so I just got to I'll get rid of them." And he opens the door, and there's Roger
And it's a
Moore.
paedophile, obviously, every time. Who we got? Take a guess, take a guess, take a guess. Come on. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? See, this is the magic. I'm trying to bring the magic to see you next Tuesday. After Dark. Roger Moore. Jet. I'm not reading the nonsense. A lot of people saying Roger Moore. Is it Roger Moore? People know. It's got to be Roger Moore. It's got to be Roger Moore. I know he was on it. Is this the one?
I'll fix it.
Big names, eh? Big names.
So he does the sort of 3-minute comic
What a
sketch,
guy.
closes the door on Roger Moore.
He's
and
right, isn't he? He's safe.
This great
I never
show
know
that
anymore.
I was telling about. Where did the idea to gunge people come from? I think that was one of Noel's. I can't remember where he'd seen it, but it became an intrinsic part of the show.
Did they say? Did they say Roger Moore? Whoops.
What's happened? What?
It is. It's magic. Great sell job there by Tony.
Happen, no.
Fuck
no
off.
idea.
Fuck off. You sat in the fucking gunge pool pit, whatever it's called. I had no idea that was going to happen. Look up, you cunt. What are you on? What? Liar. I hate him now. I hate him.
It was specially commissioned, this gunge, you know. It was made up of all sort of fats and things like that. It was horrible. And then you had to have a good old shower to get it all out of your hair and your clothes and everything. If I'd known I was going to be gunged, I wouldn't have worn that suit, I don't think, because I quite like that suit.
Bullshit. That's the gunge tang.
That was industrial food thickener. Yeah, so it was completely edible. Had to be. Even back then, we had some health and safety.
After what we'd just seen.
I was a floor assistant on Series 1 of Noel's House Party, and then subsequently stayed on House Party on and off, mainly on, for the next 7 years.
It's a big old team they got on the show.
Pretty unflappable. I think the thing, I used to love watching some of the most famous people, certainly in the British broadcasting world and internationally, come to the door, and Noel would open the door, and so many of them would dry instantly because he would just stand there and smile at them, and knowing it was their turn to speak, or even if it wasn't, he'd just sort of stand there and smile, and he'd be perfectly happy to say nothing, and they would immediately clam up. So many people.
This is a scientific...
What I was trying to tell you is it's failed. It's a complete and absolute failure.
He was so at home in doing what he was doing.
He's got a producer's head on. Like when he's down there, he's producing the show.
Well, something revolting will happen later, but something revolving happens now. We'll see you gentlemen in just a while. Remember, in a while, somebody will be winning £1,000.
If you watch Noel's House Party,
Oh,
there's no
is that
auto
the
cue,
cash grab
but there's
thing?
no earpiece. Right?
They did the cash grab, didn't they?
When the show was on, he was the master.
That's pretty nuts that there's no earpiece as well. Grab a grand, that's
here
the
it
one.
is. Part of the show that absolutely everybody is talking about because, well, it's a first, isn't it? In many respects, the idea that we can suddenly turn up in your house if you're watching this show. Yes, that's
The
what
premise of NTV was that Noel would sit down,
NTV?
look at the camera,
Fuck, this is
and
bringing a
we
lot
would
back.
all know the audience that he's going to do like that, and he's going to
No,
cut
you're not getting
live
NXT
to
live
someone's
reactions tonight, mate.
living room. Someone who's completely unaware.
And now,
speaking of gunge, if you don't already watch Defunctland, which you absolutely should, watch the video and interview on Nickelodeon Resort Hotel. Very interesting. I've not even heard of that. Defunctland. Was that Banksy's thing? I don't know a great deal about Banksy. Was that his thing? Right, I'm bookmarking it, Darby. Thank you very much. Boneless pizza. No, it's about old theme park. Oh, shit, I've seen one of those. I've seen one of those. Do I need to check that? Nickelodeon's Resort Hotel. Very interesting. See, part of me wants to watch the thing about Blobbyland after this. I see how I'm doing for time because I'm dawdling here, aren't I? I'm going past midnight. I made the promise. I'm sticking to the promise. Bonus pizza. Hello, Adam, you luscious lemon. Here's a late night riddle. You know I hate these. What word in the English language does the following? The first 2 letters signify a male. The first 3 letters signify a female. The first 4 letters signify a great, while the entire world signifies a great woman. Word, I think you mean, signifies a great woman. What is the word? The first 2 letters signify a male. Al. First 3 letters signify a female. First 4... I can't not do them when you fucking... This is the last one. This is the last one. Entire words. First 4 letters signify great. Hero? Oh! He, her, hero, great woman. Heroine. He, her. Yes! Go on! Look to the chat. Go on! Thank you, Bonus Pizza. Cheers. So enough of those.
Here, ladies and
Hiya,
gentlemen,
Kyle. Welcome.
is this week's star on
I did look at the chat. I promise I
NTV.
didn't. That was the dream, wasn't it? Being on this. I think we had that sofa. I think everyone had that sofa.
The BBC used to get into someone's house, you know, put a camera there, right? Put microphones there. The person comes home from the chip shop, bang, they're live on telly. Incredible.
Repeat after me, I will not swear live on national television.
And that was a huge piece of innovation in terms of technology. This is pre-Wi-Fi, pre-Google, pre-Facebook, pre-everything almost.
I go to somebody's house and they haven't got their teeth in. Go. Hi, Red.
It is good telly. It's good telly. Gotchas, obviously.
A gotcha is a good-humoured practical joke on a celebrity.
Like popping yourself in an oven.
compared a
Just good
gotcha
humoured.
to a best man speech at a wedding. He might make your toes curl, but at the end of the day, he's on your side, and we're all going to laugh about it at the end.
And I'm sorry about this. I felt I had to take a few photographs. I want to have something to remember you by.
Is that Chaz or Dave from
The
Chaz and Dave?
classic one was Dave Lee Travers.
Oh, Dave.
Noel messed his programme up,
Fucking hell.
and he wasn't happy about it.
Spanish.
The hairy cornflake, yep. It does look like Chaz and or Dave.
I do not. If this is for real, if this is for real, this man dies on the earth. I don't believe it. You are a dead man.
You know, Dave didn't find it very funny at all.
Fuck
Oh, it looks-
you.
Oh, wow.
You fucking bastard.
And I
It
remember
looks
saying
like
to
he
Dave,
was
I said,
playing
"No," I said,
along.
come on, it was just a bit of fun. And they're all talking about your programme. Anyway, but he didn't find it funny. And he said, I'm going to get my own back on Noel. And he really meant it.
I hate this guy.
No, come on,
The
he's
most
playing along.
satisfying gotchas were the
Tony
ones
Blackburn
when-
is the fucking master of Noel Edmonds kayfabe here, isn't he? He's gone, oh, I didn't know the gunge was happening. Dave was in. He was in on that. Come on.
Noel was in on it in some way for the viewer.
It was
rather
filmed
than
twice
just
since he
walking
was
in at the
swearing.
end and going,
Legit.
Gotcha.
He had a grin on his face.
Holmes have got your Oscar!
Oh, fucking Eamon Holmes. I hate
He'd
Eamon
done a
Holmes.
gotcha on Eamon Holmes, who thought he was doing a training video for car salesmen. And the customer was represented in this video by, if you remember the Sugar Puffs Honey Monster, something a bit like that. Eamon is rehearsing with this actor, Ben. They go through, and then we go for the take. What the viewing audience sees that Eamon doesn't see is Ben getting out of the costume and Noel getting into the furry costume.
What I'll do, I'll go down to 6 Fathoms first, have a look round.
So now, dramatic irony, the audience knows something that Eamon doesn't.
Ben, don't you move. Just cool.
Afternoon, name.
Good telly.
So
Good
having
telly.
done the gotcha on Eamon Holmes, I thought, I need another
Shame it's Eamon Holmes.
character where I can hide Noel.
Here he is.
So I doodled a pear-shaped figure in mauve felt tip on an A5 pad, handed it to the costume designer and said, go away and make something like that, please. And that's how Mr. Blobby was born.
It's the fucking...
Do you know
It's
that
Gunther.
falling
It is.
and
It's the
prince
fucking...
promises to rescue her.
It's the old
Not knowing.
Volta music,
the
isn't
monster
it?
I'd created. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sorry. Someone rang me up one day and said, we'd like to do a single. I said, I'm only doing a single with Mr. Blobby. It can be Christmas #1.
I don't remember anything about the song. Oh, don't cut it there. We better get to hear the song in its entirety. Blobby, he's Mr. Blobby. We are stupid. We're a bunch of fucking thicko morons, aren't we? A nation of plebs. I don't. Were there verses to it? Come on, crack back to Blobby takes over, and he fucking did. Look
when
at
I
the cunt.
first saw Mr. Blobby, I thought, how weird.
We do not need to hear the song Do Not Ruin My Birthday again. It's too late, mate. It's too late. We're getting to it. Happy
Blobby
birthday.
becoming a phenomenon took me by surprise. He's a sort of lovable anarchist.
No, he's not. He's not lovable.
There's a very fine Shakespearean actor inside Mr. Blobby, incidentally. And he was, you know, I mean, all he said was Blobby, Blobby, Blobby. Oh, Blobby!
He does what he wants. He wears his heart on his sleeve, and it's a pretty big sleeve. You know, he's like over 6 feet tall, and when he swings round, he's bound to take half your crockery with you, or you better duck. So I think he appeals to our inner child.
I don't think any of us realised it would become quite so big, and I don't think Noel did either. I mean, he was on a par with Noel at the time. I mean, everybody loved Mr. Blobby, probably as much as they liked Noel at the time.
I like him about the same, which is not a lot.
Could you all look the other way a moment, please?
For years, I just kind of associated Noel with Mr. Blobby and didn't really have any interest in who he was. He was just another adult. Wasn't interested in him. Blobby was the star.
I suppose the height of that was when someone rang me up one day and said, we'd like to do a single. 2 weeks before Christmas, the Blobby single went in at
shit,
number one.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to look the lyrics up here. Mr. Blobby lyrics. Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby, if only you could make us understand. Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby, your influence will spread throughout the land. It's a bit deep, isn't it? It's a bit deep. If only you could make us understand, your influence will spread throughout the land. His philosophy of life will steer him through, and as far as he can see, he's the same as you and me. There's nothing in the world he cannot do. His philosophy of life. No hill too high, no desert too dry, no road too strong, no tide too strong. Long and strong, sorry. No bridge too far, he's got a car. No bridge too far, he's got a car. No slope too steep, no thought too deep. No, I'm not fucking making this up. I promise, I'm not making this up. No star too bright, no squeeze too tight, no tail too tall, no cat too cool. No bass too low, he'll give it a go. No end to his talents, no sense of balance. Well, that last bit is the... Sorry, Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby, when disaster strikes, you never get depressed. Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby, you'll always prove that Blobby is the best. Although he's unconventional in hue, his philosophy of life will steer him through, and despite the limitation of his poor coordination, he knows he'll show the world a thing or two. And it goes on, that's not halfway. No ride too tough, no test too tough, no act too slick, no race too quick, no shot too hot, he'll hit the spot. Sorry? No shot too hot, he'll hit the spot. No style too chic, no joke too weak, no chance too slim, no fate too grim. Well, no foe too strong, no odds too long, no price too high, he's put some by. Oh, he's put some cash aside. No dodge, no doubt, no backing out. Once had sex to this song, says NGT. That's not true. That is not true. Not because it's a shit song, it's just... It's you, isn't it, mate? That... Blobby, oh Mr. Blobby, when disaster strikes, you never get depressed.
Week after that, take that, knock Mr. Blobby off, and then, for a first, it's been done since, Mr. Blobby knocked off the #1 spot, went back in at #1 for Christmas. I think it was voted the worst Christmas single of all time.
The UK's new #1 is Mr. Blobby. How do you feel? Mr. Blobby has the UK's brand new #1.
You have to say, while it was a massive viewing hit, the viewers absolutely loved House Party. This is not exactly Shakespeare or Chaucer, right? This is
Actually, mate, if you read the fucking lyrics, Nick Ferrari, when disaster strikes, you never get depressed. He knows... As if he clawed his way back to Christmas #1. It wasn't even one of the ones where, like nowadays, the Christmas #1, the potentials, all get released in the week leading up to the Christmas #1 reveal date. This cunt, Blobby, got in 3 weeks early. Unreal.
Stuff.
I think we're looking at a fall here soon.
The House Party was always going to divide the critics. Some people would love it, some people would hate it.
Will we go to Hilary Kingsley? Hello, Hilary. She's a so-called TV critic with the Daily Mirror, and she seems to quite enjoy knocking popular TV shows. So I thought I'd say good evening to Hilary Kingsley.
The one thing that Noel Edmonds...
Dragger. Brian, you should try and make a Christmas song about Mr. Happy in the vein of the Mr. Blobby song. Christmas #1 in the make it. You reckon? Happy's Mr. Happy. He's large and fat and he is round. Happy, he's Mr. Happy. He's always fucking pissing on the ground. How's that? Publish it. Get it out there. NGT, right? And that's coming from you. All right. It wasn't planned. It just randomly came on when we had background music on. How does that happen? Or do you Spotify random? Put a bit of Luther Vandross on. Oh, shit. It's gone to Mr. Blobby, Christmas #1. Come on.
Can stand accused of. He gets quite thin-skinned.
Hilary, I've got just the seat for you in a lovely, lovely, cosy part of the house. Have you got the guts of your pen to come in, Hilary, and take my offer?
I like this. I like the challenging the press thing. It's quite good. Blobby land.
When Mr. Blobby was a great success, Noel wanted to capitalise on this, and he thought
It
about
was on my
theme
iTunes and I had it
parks.
on shuffle.
And the first
Safe
one
to
was
say
in
I didn't
Somerset,
come that
and I never
night.
got
Yeah, I
along
doubt she
for it.
did either, mate.
And Noel enjoyed money. You know, he liked making money. That was the whole idea of it.
Never camera shy, Noel Edmonds surveyed the site of his new Crinkly Bottom today. Alongside him, Lord of the Manor, John Taylor, who's allowing his Cricket St Thomas
Shoot
estate
it down.
to build for a television theme park.
I think Noel's ambitions
The
was
dictator
kind of have
surveys
this
his land.
brands that people would associate with him. So you'd have the TV shows, you'd have products, you'd have Blobby, and almost kind of have this enterprise.
I think he saw himself sometimes like a Richard Branson, you know, coming, because he had the little
They look
beard and he looked a
similar.
little bit like Richard Branson sometimes. But he wanted sometimes to be taken seriously at some of the ideas he came up with.
I actually think that Crinkly Bottom at Cricket St Thomas will outlive House Party. It will probably outlive Noel Edmonds, and it will be a favourite place for people to come.
When the park first opened in July '94, it was very well attended. Noel came down in his helicopter to welcome the crowds. He was dressed as a mayor. You know, he was opening it up officially.
I forgot about Mrs. Blobby and Little Blobby. What's the kids called? Just Little Blobby?
Officially.
A baby Blobby. What? Dave, you went there. What was it like, mate? Type as quick as you can. I sort of barely remember Mrs. Blobby, but Ian Blobby. It's not Ian Blobby, is it? How did they conceive? He hasn't got a... hey, leader, I hope you're well. First time me seeing this live as I live in Perth, Australia. All the best again. Thanks for what you and the lads at Cultaholic do. Hashtag Cunt Australia. Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers for tuning in. I'm glad. I think I've seen a few new usernames pop up tonight. It's nice. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to do this every week, but... He's a grower. Ian Blobby. It's not Ian Blobby. His name's not Ian Blobby. Oh, fucking look it up. What is Mr. Blobby's... What is Mr. Blobby meant to be? What's his first name? What's he doing now? These are the predicted result thing. Blobby's baby called Mr. Blobby. Gender, male. Spouse, Mrs. Blobby. Children, baby, Blobby. Baby Blobby, I guess. What? He's got a fucking thing on... Look at this. He's got a thing on Wikipedia. Fuck. Gender, male. Children, baby Blobby. They didn't go to much effort there, did they? Just baby Blobby. I guess it makes sense. Nationality, British. Not true. He was an alien. Wasn't he an alien? Nationality, British. Sorry, it took me a minute. That's really fucking tickled me, that. Nationality, British. Yeah. Proud. Good. He applied for a UK passport. Is that how it happened? Criticism. Point 2 is criticism. Before his career, his toys and merchandising, his video games, theme parks, the people who portrayed him. On a 1996 episode of Nevermind the Buzzcocks, Bob Mortimer described Blobby as a pink spotty rubber twat. I fucking love Bob Mortimer.
It was very well attended, and the 1 millionth person went through their gates in October of 1995.
It doesn't look all that, does it, the theme park?
The footfall began to decline fairly rapidly. When you kind of think about Blobby mania, as they call it, it kind of started to decline around the mid-90s, and I think just the drive wasn't really there for people to go.
I thought it was like sort of rubbish.
Various parties were suing each other, and it became known as Blobbygate.
It's the end of the line for Crinkley Bottom at the Cricket St Thomas Wildlife Park. Mr Edmonds says he's lost confidence in the management of Cricket St Thomas.
The tailors can't pay us, which leads one to worry. Will the animals get fed this winter?
In the years after the park closed, photos were emerging online of this decrepit house that had been left abandoned.
They're fascinating, the photos, aren't they?
It was a slightly
people
disturbing
just used to
scene.
go and just do drugs in them.
This is
Done blobbing.
Blobbin. And for those of you who remember the 1990s,
Sam Hickey, thank you so much for the gifted sub to One Royal
superstar
Storm.
Mr. Blobby,
Thank you, Sam.
This is where he lived, kind of.
Yeah, I will check it out, Darby, I promise.
So kind of
There's a
it's like
promise.
chimney, living room. It's
By the late 90s, Noel started to represent a type of Britain who wasn't very fashionable or popular anymore, the kind of conservative, the kind of Alan Partridge, conservative businessman on his way to do a deal with his helicopter and Mr. Blobby at his side. I guess kind of naff.
Birthday cake. Just for you.
And, this was Blair's Britain by now. This was New Britain. This was Oasis.
It was played
And
out,
Noel
wasn't it,
was
by that point?
Definitely
I think we'd
sort of
seen as
fragment
much
of an earlier time.
as we could possibly hope to see from Blobby.
I hope so. Around this kind of time, mid to late 90s, some humour was becoming more acerbic, and alternative comedians had come up into the mainstream and been given their own shows, and cosy Mr. Saturday Night Noel Edmonds became a target for some of these people. I guess as he'd been targeting other people in, gotchas and prank calls, etc. over the years. He was set up by a programme called Brass Eye.
Yes! Which one was it? Was it Cake with Edmonds? Was it Cake? There's a bakery chain called Baines, not sure if they operate here in Scotland, that has to this day Mr. Blobby biscuit. Always get one when I pass by. Ross, I'm totally with you. They do them on the Isle of Wight too, and they are fucking delicious. They are so good. I'm with you now. Yep, seriously, it's called Grace's Bakery on the Isle of Wight. And they still do a Blobby cake, and it's so good. It's like a shortbread covered in icing. Amazing, Ross. They got him with Cake, didn't they? It wasn't one of the other ones. I'm pretty sure.
Where he was asked to talk about the dangers of a drug called cake.
What is cake? Well, it has an active ingredient which is a dangerous
psychoactive compound known as dimesmeric Anderson phosphate.
And it was said that if you
It's a
took
made-up
cake,
drug.
you would expand the part of your mind that deals with your perception of time.
Shatner's bassoon, isn't it? The part of your brain is called Shatner's bassoon.
So, a second feels like a month. Well, almost sounds like fun. Unless you're the Prague schoolboy who walked out into the street straight in front of a tram. He thought he'd got a month to cross the street.
Bernard Manning on there. He goes, it's a fucking disgrace. It's not... Oh, I need to go back and watch the Brass Eye stuff. It's so good.
Oh shit! It's the seriousness with which he answers the questions there, or puts his point across. Of course, you have to know the gag to laugh. It sounds horrific as it starts.
He thought he was helping.
Yeah, there were three. There were
an anti-drugs campaign.
Three blobby lands.
It stimulates the part of the brain called Shatner's bassoon.
Shatner's bassoon. Did a bell not ring in the most powerful man in light entertainment TV at that time? Shatner's bassoon. This is a guy who could spoof everybody. He was doing secret camera tricks on, hidden camera tricks on you all the time. You know, used to look round, is Noel Edmonds here or something like that? And here he was being set up like that.
Can we lose this thing about the slow crushing of his skull?
He was one of many people set up that day.
It got brought up in Parliament as well. Fucking about the banning of cake. Can we drop this part about the slow crushing of the skull? So serious. Chris Martin, if you've not seen it, Brass Eye is well worth a watch. The day-to-day is excellent as well. Jam, decent. He's the guy that did Four Lions. I'm sure most of you are familiar with him, just in case you're not. He's arguably the greatest living satirist, if not of all time. He's fucking incredible. He's so good. Nathan Barley, another one, so fucking ahead of its time. Still so spot on today. It's so good. My chest hurts from fucking laughing at that. Fuck, it's check it out. You got to.
In essentially a version of his own gotchas, but I was working with him at the time, and he was really, really unhappy about it and really upset, and found it quite hard to take and couldn't understand.
He did it for his whole fucking career.
Someone wanted to do that to him, and his reaction to being set up like that was to basically say that he was not going to do any more work for charity ever, in case it wasn't a genuine charity.
It's a very sensible way of dealing with it, isn't it?
He controlled that studio environment when he was live on air. He controlled the production of Noel's house party when I was around him. He liked control, and I think he didn't like it.
Good.
As a lot of people like that don't, when those tables were turned on him.
You are a dead man, Edmonds. Oh, no.
The thing about the life of any long-running series is how do you keep it fresh? The thing about the house party is it was a voracious animal. It ate ideas.
No. I'm sorry, Noel. I have to stop you there. What? I am, under no circumstances, going to go and live with a man who's got a hairy...
In the last 2 or 3 years of house party, you'd arrive in the office
Ross.
on a Monday and someone's desk would be cleared and they'd gone, and you know, they'd been moved to another show, so something had obviously happened during those kind of conversations on the Sunday, and Noel hadn't been happy.
Noel's a perfectionist. He likes really high standards, and when he thought that the show was being eroded because of budgetary constraints, he became unhappy with it.
During Series 7, Noel was so unhappy with the editorial steer of the show that he basically didn't turn up to host it. That's really unprecedented.
Never
Became
knew
a
that.
super producer to go through it, and Noel was unhappy with the proposed content, and so he wanted to make a stand about it.
By the end of that season, that
Getting Chris
team
Morris
was fairly broken. People weren't happy. They felt the show wasn't working. And I think Noel, crucially, wasn't in a happy place.
I'd fucking love to see an angry Noel Edmonds. Little gnome of a man. 5'0" nothing. No offence to any short people in there. But can you imagine that face? Pissed off. They should have just taped that. Air that. Ratings.
If you watch the last episode, I think, you know, you can see that Noel is relieved to be on the last episode. I think his end speech is very good, saying this is the end of an era.
Red Slinger, thank you very much. Cheers for the resub.
It's the end of an era, but for BBC Television, for the entertainment department, for me, and possibly you, it really is the end of an era. I hope your memory will be very kind to us after 169. Bye.
Oh, tearing up there.
A couple of weeks after the show came off, and I said to him, I said, it's a shame that the show isn't on anymore. He said, yeah, it is, but he said, we had a great run on it, and he said, I'd never want to do television again.
Because no one would have him.
I think Noel had quite a difficult time immediately after the cancellation of House Party. I don't think he worked for a while. I think it coincided with some of the other business ventures failing.
Had all this bad publicity about the problems with the bank, and he was involved in a scam that happened, which really hit him, and he was done out of a lot of money.
I was very, very fortunate. I mean, are we doing it now? I was that close to bankruptcy.
Right.
To literally having nothing at all.
I like his suit.
Noel Edmonds claims he was the victim of a rogue group of bankers in the HBOS.
I mean, this is
who are now
horrible,
in
this
prison.
bit.
He claims Mark Dobson effectively drove his media business into the ground before asset stripping it for his own personal gain.
My world imploded. At the time, I thought I was just a rubbish businessman. It was so painful. And I lost my home. It destroyed my relationship with my wife.
Little toadstool that you lived
in. It
in.
gave my whole
Sad.
family the most awful, awful period. And I've been very open because I want to help other people with the fact that I thankfully failed to take my own life. I went to a very dark space.
He had a lot to deal with. He went through.
It's all right. Deal or no deal's
and I think
coming.
he's probably a man
He's back.
who needs
Got the
to
shirts
be
and
busy.
all that.
I think that brain needs to be engaged, creating content. So I think he probably had too much time in his head around that time.
I wrote a letter to my now ex-wife explaining, as best I could, why I'd reached the end. And I recorded little dictaphone messages to my daughters, basically saying goodbye.
I mean, it was a 10-year period.
Terminator,
where he
that's
was
the
battling.
possibly the worst story. I mean, I talk a lot of shite on these, but my aunt nearly went on Deal or No Deal is certainly up there. Congratulations to her, though. That's cool. Did she nearly have fun? Did she nearly win a lot of money? God bless your aunt, obviously.
The banks for defrauding his company and really pulling a lot of money out of his unique group, which caused it to fail. It was obviously really stressful for him, and he made a big campaign out of it. Turned up at an AGM, a Lloyd's AGM, and did a sort of comedy
What, Deal or No
talk,
Deal's
which
coming
got
back?
Got the shareholders applauding him.
Call your aunt, quick.
I tell you, even the Cray twins and Al Capone didn't have this amount of police investigation. Norman, you're quite incredible. I am asking you questions.
This isn't a show, Mr. Edmonds. This is an AGM, and I'd like you to come to your question, please.
Now, Norman, if you want to turn it into a game show, the way you treat us, I would call
Outruns
it
Blobby. Blobby! Smashes all the stuff,
And
falls
if you
over.
want
Brilliant.
it to turn into jail or no jail, you are going in the right direction.
I did get in touch with him.
It's a good
to see
line,
if he was
jail or
all
no
right.
jail.
And he said, yeah, he said, I'm fine. He said, I have ups and downs. And then, of course, he made a comeback on TV.
The vibe backstage and on set was extraordinary, like nothing that I have ever encountered. I'm watching awed, like an agnostic who's seen a ghost.
£118,000. Deal or no deal?
Rise and fall and rise again. Everything's fine.
I like the word kid.
I had a call from Noel one day and he said, you know, I think...
That is weird. I think he's saying, shades of Spud Gun here, I think he's saying, I'm young, I'm a young man. I don't think he's saying, I like the word kid. I don't think that's... I actually like no shirts on Deal or No Deal. Me too, to be honest. Me too. Shame who was wearing them and all that.
I think I might like to get back on television again and have another challenge.
So I was on the treadmill at the gym. I had no idea like what I was even watching. What, this is a game show where you randomly open 22 boxes? Like, that doesn't sound very good.
It was though.
And it was Finn's game. That was the first game I ever watched. And I tell you, it was so gripping. I was like Roger Bannister.
It shouldn't be gripping. It's dumb,
like,
isn't it?
Like a 4
But it is really, really gripping.
By the end of it. It was extraordinary. So Finn looks quite like a normal guy, but it turns out he has a spiritual side to him, and he was using Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. He was extracting distilled wisdom from The Alchemist to help him
It
with
fucking is, by the way. It's past midnight. I have kept my promise. And more importantly, can we get big happy birthday in the chat for old man Spud Gun? Somebody who legitimately gives so much to these. It's always it's a genuine pleasure to have him here, and his encyclopedic knowledge of, I'm not welling up, I've just got something in my throat, of not just British TV, but seemingly all TV and seemingly all of British culture. So happy birthday, Spud Gun. It's a pleasure to have you here. And I figured I'd play your favourite song to mark the occasion. Feel free to sing along at home. It's for you, Spud Gun.
5, 4, 3, ignition.
I don't know if he's still here. I've not seen his name pop up for a little while. He's still here. Happy birthday, Spud Gun. Influence will spread throughout the land. And that's how we feel about you, Spud. Creature, happy birthday. Happy birthday indeed to Spud Gun. Thank you very much. Ferret.
This game.
The Alchemist.
Yeah.
There's a little piece of paper here with a kind of distilled wisdom of the book.
But what I realised is that, you know, so many of the contestants on Deal or No Deal were obsessed with their systems. And the systems were always spiritual, numerological, paranormal. But frankly, the distilled wisdom from The Alchemist seemed to be working for Finn.
You do realise that if you continue and sustain this approach and maintain your belief, you almost certainly will create your own religion.
That's a rather worrying concept.
It is.
And it
that wasn't a gag on Noel's part, was it?
Such an
That was
incredible
legit.
game that the banker phoned and offered him the practically unprecedented cash settlement of £44,000. And Finn said no. No deal.
No deal.
Oh, it's a good offer for that board.
Now I'm watching awed. It's like an agnostic who's seen a ghost.
There is something so extraordinarily powerful about the way you're playing this game, unlike any other player.
And then disaster struck.
Fantastic.
Fred opened all the wrong boxes,
Best ones.
100,000, 250,000, and he left with the paltry sum of £10,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
10,000.
Oh,
so
still,
listening
come on.
to his heart And the distilled
System
wisdom
failed him.
from the
Spudgun once
alchemist
told me in
actually
confidence that
ended up
Mr.
costing
Blobby was his sexual
£34,000.
awakening, says
I was
Quadruple
so
Leap.
gripped.
Spudgun,
I
get a comment?
phoned Endemol and I said, can I come and hang out backstage at Deal or No Deal? And they said yes. The vibe backstage and on set was extraordinary. Like nothing that I have ever
I've
encountered.
always
Like,
wanted to
the
go on
guy
it, not
who's about
even
to
for the
go on,
cash. The
is
cash would be
backstage
lovely.
And one of the audience carers.
But they
is
put you
going,
up at a hotel
"Do it,
for like
do
3
it, Bill.
weeks,
You
don't
got
they?
this. Go, Bill. Go, 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 go. Get out there, Bill.
Bunch of nutters.
You know, and then, Bill won like £1. The contestants, they're all like sequestered like a jury in a hotel together. And what's incredible is that there's a spy in the hotel writing little notes about about the goings on at the hotel between the contestants and giving it to Noel. So over breakfast, Noel is reading
what?
Brenda and Paul were seen going to Brenda's room together. So Noel's reading all this stuff over,
That's just
over
fucking.
breakfast,
It's really
like a
creepy and
god.
unnecessary. What's the?
Marlene, who attends funerals for the free buffet.
It's a human drama, Deal or No Deal. And the person who teases it all out so brilliantly, sometimes if he can, a sort of semi-look to camera.
Marlene, the transformation in you has been a revelation. Even though you are
I think we need to
breathing
watch some more
heavily,
Deal or No Deal.
and the
We've only
body
done it once or
language says
twice.
You're terrified. You seem to be commanding this space. You seem to have a belief.
Noel thanks the cosmos for the success of Deal or No Deal.
I can feel the cosmos.
But I think Noel should take credit. It wasn't the cosmos that made that show so good, it was Noel.
Noel started talking around those times about his engagement with the spiritual world.
Noel told me all about his cosmic ordering, his book Positively Happy.
Anybody got a copy? Noel Edmonds, Positively Happy. Noel. Oh shit! I genuinely didn't mean to do that. I promise. Noel Edmonds, Positively Happy. It's got a 4.2 on Amazon. It's not bad going. You get a paperback copy for £2.64. Free delivery. Tell you what I like doing. 1 star. Sort by 1 star. Juvenile rubbish. All he says is be positive. See the good in events. Not worth anything. Waste of money. You must be bloody jokey. Jokey? Joking, says Mr. R. Wally. I cosmically ordered a bucket of Kentucky Fried Swan last Thursday evening and nothing was delivered. I reckon a telephone is your best bet for ordering stuff. And you can use this book for throwing at cats. You too can be as smug as me. Sorry, I'll crack on. Anybody got a copy? 4.2 rating. It's not bad.
Cosmos, asking for a particular wish to be granted. Remember, one of the rules is that you have to keep the wishes general. For some reason, the cosmos won't grant over-specific wishes.
And he talked about orbs, and he talked about being able to see his parents who'd passed away in these sort of orbs. I can't say I understood where it was coming from. I wasn't sure how serious he was being with things, and he's always been a bit of a prankster. How much of this was real and what wasn't real?
Noel hates negativity. He just wants positive people around him.
We had a meeting with a view to me producing a show that he was working on called Noel's HQ.
In a moment, I'm going to ask 3 questions. If you answer yes to any one of them, then this show could change your life forever.
What are the questions?
And it was really lovely to see him.
We
I
need to
haven't
know the
seen him since the
questions.
end of House Party, and obviously he was now successful with Deal or No Deal. And he suggested some of the ideas that he'd like to see in this show. And I'll be honest, some of them I thought were a bit bonkers. He didn't like that I was saying I didn't think things
He's
were
lost
perhaps
it, hasn't
going
he? He
to
has lost it.
work. And he said that he could see my negative orbs and that he wasn't sure whether this was going to work. And I think I made some feeble joke about I wish I hadn't worn such a low-cut top, and went back to my risotto, and we haven't seen each other since.
Noel's HQ was a show that went on Sky, and it was sort of putting the great back in Britain. That's what it was meant to be about, taking on the underdog.
I want to fight people like you and your council, because I think you're at the heart of what is wrong with this country.
It is Partridge-esque, and the idea that he's effectively dedicated or devoted his entire career to fighting one hapless press
I've never
officer
heard of
from
it.
Wealdon District Council.
Mr Van der Boos and Wealdon District Council, I know I'm right. Nick Clegg, he's
Why's
behind
Cheggers
us.
there?
Just remember, by the way, you're a public servant. Who pays your money?
But of course the audience lap it up.
Why was Chegger there? He looks so lost. So it's the rise and fall so far. Are we going to get another rise out of him? Maybe?
The audience in the studio lapped it up. The audience at home didn't. The show was a turkey and it never flew.
Here comes the rise, maybe. Oh, it's
We
not his
believe
cancer
that
box,
the
is it?
BBC is sleepwalking its way to destruction.
When I saw Noel on Newsnight saying that he was going to buy the BBC, I thought to myself, I don't think you are.
Still falling. It's all right. Last bit of this show, and then I'm off to bed.
Noel Edmonds, what do you reckon is the notional value of the BBC if it can be bought?
I have absolutely no idea, Jeremy. Good evening.
This is a guy who's really only ever known success with some dents along the way from which he's always emerged. So it's a man with massive ambition, backed up with not inconsiderable abilities, a clever bloke, clearly a businessman as well. He's had some very successful business ventures. What is he going to go for next? Well, he decides he wants to try and buy the BBC.
The problem about evaluation is that the actual components of the BBC are changing almost by the week.
When I saw Noel on Newsnight saying that he was going to buy the BBC, I thought to myself, I don't think you are.
We believe that the BBC is sleepwalking its way to destruction, and the BBC will be lost to Britain, and we do not think that that is right.
Well, Mr. Blobby's the man to save it. It's a bit like trying to buy the royal family. Actually, it's not allowed to be for sale. Well, that won't stop Noel. He puts together a consortium. You have got a consortium of people together, have you?
Yes.
I thought
Project
this was just
Wreath,
a
as we
PR stunt.
call it.
I remember at the end of the interview, Jeremy
Was he
Paxman,
legit?
asked Noel if he paid his TV licence.
Are you currently paying the television licence fee?
I don't have a TV licence, no.
Was that because you don't have a television?
I don't watch except on catch-up.
Well, at one time that would have been a sackable offence, but I don't think he was working for the BBC at the time, so once again, I don't know if he was being serious or not.
He's off. This is where he... Somebody mentioned in the chat
For a
earlier
number
that he
of
just
years, I had
left the country.
inquiries for Noel to do I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And Noel never ever wanted to do it. He said, nah, I don't want to do that. On this particular year, sure enough, would Noel do it? And I spoke to Noel. He said, I don't think I want to do it. And then at the last minute, he rang me and he says, probably too late, but actually I've been thinking about it. It might be quite nice. I'd do it. So I had to ring up a celebrity producer and say, is it too late? Because Noel's changed his mind. And she said, wow.
I never saw him on that. I wasn't watching at the time. Was that Pauline Quirk? Was that Pauline Quirk?
Hail! 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 Literally. And rain.
When they revealed him as Emperor Noel, I thought was absolutely perfect.
Anne
It's
Hegarty?
like they gauged
I knew she was in there,
exactly
yeah.
who he had been, could be, thought he was, and was, how he was perceived. Just in that opening scene, I thought it was really, really impressive.
It is reported, and it's never been denied, he picked up £600,000. But actually, for him, you know, the money would have been almost
600K. That's 200K
claim
more than Hancock.
the drug of the public attention.
Poor Hancock,
and
eh?
he'd have wanted to do
Got ripped
well.
off.
We all like to win, but this is a man who really likes to win. It's in his DNA.
The first person to leave I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here 2018 is
Noel.
That's got a sting, hasn't
We'll
it?
see you across the bridge in just a moment, all right?
Yes, absolutely.
See you in a bit, guys.
When he sat there and was told that he was the first one out of the jungle out in the day, he
That
would have
must
given
have
half the money
hurt.
back to have another go. That would have hurt him far more than a bite on the arse from an angry snake.
I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. The minute they revealed him, I thought he was going to win it. And then, as we know, for some bonkers reason, they voted him out.
It's not that bonkers, is it? He's Noel Edmonds.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's upsetting.
Confetti for coming
Rejection
last.
is very hard for any of us to take. It's not pleasant. If you're Noel Edmonds, clearly it's life-changing.
Apparently, so crushed was he by the early exit that the Sun newspaper claims that the presenter was selling his house and moving to New Zealand.
Apparently, I'm going to skulk off to New Zealand. It is absolute disgusting lie. The journalist concerned who was told that it was lies is you, sir, are the lowlife of British journalism. And if there's any reason why I would go to New Zealand, it's to get away from disgusting people like you.
I said, well, no, you...
He's been through the ringer a bit. I don't think that he doesn't seem that well there, does he? Fucking what
You know, you did
what a
really,
bizarre
really well
life,
on
I
it.
guess.
I didn't think you'd do as well as that. Then he disappeared in New Zealand, and we haven't seen him since.
Is that him done? Is he just gone? I can't blame him. New Zealand.
Kiwi.radio. If you Google that, you can see what we're about. We launched the website last week. It was an idea born very much in lockdown.
I didn't know this documentary was this
I
new.
thought, wow, wouldn't it be brilliant if we could create a network of radio stations for communities throughout New Zealand?
Nice
Kiwis will
idea.
be saying, Noel's come down here to New Zealand, he's absolutely loaded. And he's milking us for our cash for our radio station.
Any Kiwi who said that, I would like to take round the back and give a good old smack to. At the moment, I'm funding it. I'm paying for it myself.
He hasn't
and I'm
aged. He
really
hasn't aged in the
very
last 20
comfortable
years.
about that.
What do you think Noel's legacy is?
Blobby.
It's the Blobby.
Finish on
Do you
Blobby.
think his success has to do with cosmic ordering?
It obviously brings something to the party for him. Palpably, it's a success for him.
He had this ability to sort of say, we can have fun together. And I think that's what his journey was about. He gave us all a license to have fun on Saturday night.
Noel's influence on modern media is everywhere.
Anton Deck, a lot of ideas from House Party are in Saturday Night Takeaway.
If he ever did decide to do television again, it would have to be something that would be really challenging. Who knows? Noel's pretty unpredictable. Be lovely if he did.
Never, ever write Noel Edmonds off. Don't know what he'll be back with, but he'll be back with something.
He's not done yet. I was going into the da-da-da-da-da-da fucking A-Team theme. With thanks to Mr. Blobby collection. Wonderful. And thanks to Dun Blobbin, obviously. Goes without saying. Fantastic documentary. Love that. That was really, really enjoyable. Yeah. He's had a fascinating life. I still don't really like the guy or anything. He's a trier, though, isn't he? He'll be back. He'll be back. How old is he now? Is he in his 70s? He'll live until he's about 150 or so. Fascinating stuff. 73 now. 72? 73, people are saying? Well, there you go. Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. Because it was the rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall of Noel Edmonds. So, hey, Noel's House Party was good. I like Deal or No Deal as well. I know it's pleb TV, but it's a good laugh. Maybe we'll do some in honour of Noel Edmonds. Maybe next week we'll watch some Deal or No Deal and do a bit of cake. It's a made-up drug. It's fine. You can do that on Twitch. Anyway, I've got no Red Dead. I'm done. There you go. 3 hours I did tonight. It's 20 past midnight. I'm going to go and get to sleep, and I've got to be up. Actually, I don't have to be up too early tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Cheers for staying up. I'm not doing NXT. I didn't promise Red Dead tonight. I promised I would stay until past midnight. And I'm glad I did, because I've had fun. Thank you very much, everybody. Much appreciated. And I will see you next Tuesday. But before I go, Spudgun's birthday. I noticed earlier he said that he's going to stream in the chat. So go and give Spudgun a follow. Spudgun, say something. They can follow you. Do that, mate. But have a good birthday, mate. Thank you very much for everything you've done. Much appreciated. All right, take care, everybody. See you next Tuesday. Goodbye. Blah, blah, blah. Don't know what that was. It's weird, wasn't it?